Hello, everybody. It is a special day. We have Kevin from Beersheets, the God Emperor of fantasy football, here. And because it's a special day, we're going to have a little bit of a special format in that Waleed will be taking over the main hosting duties I usually do and guiding me through a beer sheet with the wise, all knowing Kevin, gently holding our hands through the whole thing. Before I get to that, I did want to put a notice out there about the charity drive yesterday. I concluded without saying our totals. Yesterday's charity, Good Person Slobber Knocker fundraiser, raised $500, all of which will be going to charity at the end of the season. So great job! Thank you to all the good people who donated, and thank you to all who viewed. We're gonna help some people. Thank you, Obsertus. Waleed, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Anytime I get a chance to do a draft with Kevin, I feel like it's a good day. I feel like Kevin and I go way back on the something awful basically, and just I always appreciate just the work he puts into like I'm a math guy, he's a math guy, and beer sheets. If you are a math person, is just it's there's no doubt it's the best fantasy football resource that's out there because it's customizable to your league settings and it just aggregates all the projected values across the board in a way that Kevin, actually I feel like Kevin, first off, actually Kevin, how are you doing?
Hi. I,
Hi, Kevin.
I'm a little concerned about the effuse praise.
You're a little concerned. I feel like you should be
Yes.
used to it right now. I was always I was commenting. We were having that talk a couple of days ago, and I'm the one who's actually hates praise in any way.
I don't think any. I don't mind it, but
Yeah,
I'm still not used to it. And
yeah,
as long as people are happy with the sheets, and as long as they're in a good place with what they're getting, then I'm happy.
yeah.
He's the
I don't know. I've been doing this.
yet he stays humble. He's the perfect rock star.
Yeah,
You are, and that's the way to do it. Like because in 5 years you could go Antonio Brown on us and be like, I wish I could rewatch everyone appreciating my beer sheets the way everyone
well, first I'm gonna have to freeze my feet off, right?
yeah. Man, Kevin's going to the Fantasy Football Expo next year in a helicopter. Breaking news.
I'll do it. I'll have to find a helicopter that fits. I don't know if people know, but I'm 6'9", but I'll do what I can.
Good God. So, do you usually play a melee character in D&D then? Is that how that works?
I'm pure wizard, baby.
You're a pure wizard?
I'm
Yeah.
all about the spell casting.
That makes sense. You're a math guy. That's what I do too.
Man, I haven't played D&D in forever. If you guys have a campaign and you need someone extra, let me know. I'm desperate for
You know
for
what? I was
socialization.
actually I don't have time for a campaign right now, and it's kind of making me sad. But
Yeah, I know.
But this isn't about make believe fantasy. This is about make believe fantasy football. So
There we
we
go.
should probably stay on point because I know you got time constraints here.
Yes.
So
Unfortunately, I'm here until 5 p.m. Eastern time. My wife, who's an amazing woman, has been. We had our third kid back in May, and so we've, as you can imagine, there's a lot going on at once. So
Yeah.
we're
Oh my
doing the best
God.
we can. Yeah.
I'm so glad my youngest is 17 because he
That'll
pretty
do
much
it.
takes care of himself. All
Yeah, I
right.
have a
So,
7-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 2-month-old. So it's been this has
Yeah.
been a fun summer.
Yeah. So Kevin's going to be sleep deprived this entire episode, is what he just told us.
Yeah.
What I'm here. So what I want to do is I kind of want to talk. Tell me what the motivation of Beer Sheets is here. Like, what prompted you to do this?
So I started fantasy football about 10 years ago, and utilizing the superpower of ADHD, I just came up with my own cheat sheet for the first year, and then the second year, I just thought, hey, does anyone want on Reddit like this? Would it be useful? And people got super excited by it, and they kept on giving me feedback, and I kept on incorporating it more and more. And what started off as this dinky little thing that I had to manually update turned into this monstrosity that took days to process because of how many requests. And I was originally doing everything in Visual Basic in Excel, and it was a nightmare. And then when the pandemic hit and I learned the power of Python, I was able to dramatically reduce the turnaround time. So now I think I just finished processing the day's run of 30,000 sheets or something like that, and it took about 2 hours. And most of that was converting into PDF format. So it's just been, it's been great. The community's been really supportive. I've gotten tons of really cool feedback, and I've been able to utilize Scott Fishbowl as the means of deciding what to expand every year. It's just been a really positive and fun experience, and I really appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys on this. It's been a really wild ride, and I love the relationship we have, and just the fun times we have together.
Feeling is 100% mutual. And I see you guys are already asking about some questions here. We're going to be focusing on Beersheets here, but that Potts, the one thing I'm going to say, get your guy. Like, if you want Chase, get Chase. Like, here's the thing: half of the running backs in the first 2 rounds are going to massively underperform, so don't stress it. But like wide receivers a little bit safer. And you said that this is a PPR league. I mean, wide receivers do have more value in PPR, but really it comes down to getting your guy. And right now, what I want to do is I want to kind of go through the columns real quick here. So
Sure.
ECR, for those of us who don't know what ECR is, obviously I do, but maybe some people don't. What is ECR? What is the ECR column for?
All right, so you have to start from the left. Obviously, you get your player name and team by week.
Yeah.
ECR stands for Expert Consensus Ranking. That is the ranking directly from Fantasy Pros that is closest to your league settings. So, for example, if you're in a 0 PPR league, it's really easy to have the right settings. Half PPR, 1 PPR. If you have like a really wackadoodle league, like 3/4 PPR, I try to find the closest relationship there. And ECR is just the consensus rankings from, I forgot how many sources Fantasy Pros uses, but I just pull it directly from there. And what's nice about ECR is that it is an independent source for what a player ranking is. Now, if you notice, some of these tabs are highlighted. And the reason for that is because the colors coincide with the ADP. Normally, ECR and ADP, they're usually within 1 round. And ADP is so wildly varied that looking at anything more than
ADP is average draft position for any novices. So that's the average position a player's ranked. If your ADP is 38, that means you're going at the 38th pick.
Yes. So what I have here is if it's blue, then that means that the player's average draft position is at least a round ahead of their ADP. So, for example, Patrick Mahomes, his ECR says he should be about the 2nd pick in the 5th round, but it's blue, which means he's going to go before the beginning of the 4th.
Yep.
And if they're later on, there's orange. Anything orange is a value. So if you scroll down, you'll see Trevor Lawrence. His ECR is the 5th pick in the 11th round. And if you and it's orange, which means he's usually going later than that. So if you're looking at a player, you know what? I think you have the sheets from yesterday. I updated it about 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
but so, for example, Daniel Jones. If in your moment of desperation you decide to have Daniel Jones in your team, his rank is the 14th round, 7th pick. His ECR, his ADP is drafted beyond that.
Well,
so,
and also,
why don't I show the good
you'll notice a negative ranking. Don't draft Daniel Jones. Try to draft a quarterback who actually knows how to play quarterback. Is what the sheet
So
seems
I
to be
need
telling
an
you.
updated beer sheet here. So I'm going to I'm going to type in Beersheets, and then I'm going to go to this handy dandy top link here, and I want the link from today. 12 teams, standard. This sheet is from a couple hours ago. Submit request. Now this I wanted to do this because earlier I was getting my beer sheet in a CSV and putting that in Excel. I'm not supposed to do that because I can't use Beer's amazing coding system to cross out players and highlight players. I want it as an Excel spreadsheet. So it's a spreadsheet now, and now I open it in Excel, and now I can do things like go over here and hit, oops. Oh, I need to enable editing, everyone here. This will save me a lot of trouble also with customer service in the forums. Oh, look, that's good. What's the, an X? I don't like him. He's bad. Oof. Oh, I want him to go. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. That's how you handle that stuff. And let me make sure that this spreadsheet is the one that's on the feed here because I see that the spreadsheet is not. So all I have to do is go to spreadsheet. All right, vamp for me while I fix this.
Sure. So why don't we talk about the column F here? I'm kind of curious about that.
The 3 other columns, they are F, Val, and C. This is the core of Beersheets. This is value-based projections. So Val is a...
What does that mean, value-based projections?
So basically what happens is I have around 21 sources right now of projections. And every single one of those projections allows me to get a sense of what that particular expert thinks that player is going to do by
And these are
focusing
people
on.
who've done a lot of research
Yeah.
on this, a lot more. So, like Beersheets is great for a novice and for more advanced players because a lot of experts have done a lot of like research. But like some people also do their own rankings. But knowing what everyone else is projecting will give us a good idea
Mhm.
of basically where people are going to go in a draft, and that is the most important thing you can know.
Now, on top of that, because I have 21 sources, I can actually get a distribution of them. So I have F and C. F is floor, C is ceiling. Statistically, it's just one standard deviation, high or low. And what that lets you do is that kind of gives you a sense of what the range of projections are. Now, if you notice, the thing is actually color coded, and part of it is gray, part of it is white. That represents alternating tiers of players. So Josh Allen there with his value of 6.3, he's in his own tier. Patrick Mahomes to Jalen Hurts, ranging from 4.3 to 3.5, those are all tiered together. And by alternating gray and white, you can get a sense of how the players are lumped together. And then the final column on the right is PS, positional scarcity. And I'm pretty sure I'm the first person who came up with this. Maybe someone else did, and I just kind of directed it by osmosis. But positional scarcity is the concept that what percentage of positive player value is remaining in that draft section within that position. So, for example, Josh Allen, his value of 6.3 is about 17% of the total positive player pool there, meaning that if you summed up all of the positive player values and then divided 6.3 by that, you get 17%. But that also means is that when Josh Allen is gone, 83% of the player pool value is left. What this tells you is as the draft continues to go on, you will see the PS column shrink down as players are taken away. Yeah, if you put an X there, now you can see Josh Allen was drafted. This is the way that I've the columns to the left of each position. You can put an X, a Y, an N, or a number. Evan, if you want to just put each one in, you can show what they look like. So X, Y, N, and a number. And what happens is it's either gray, X if you want to gray a player out, Y for green if you want like to target a player, and if you think a player is bad and you don't want to have them no matter what. And then the numbers are what I use to show that you've drafted someone. So if I pick up Josh Allen in the first round, then I'm going to put a 1 there, and he's going to be drafted there. So positional scarcity lets you figure out what percentage of player value is left, which column is running out the quickest. And that's going to be useful when you have to compare between players and get a sense of who to draft. So I think why don't we get started on a draft and see where things go, and we can discuss it out that way.
I love it. I love it. So Evan's going to link the first draft into the chat right now, and you guys, we got 4 more spots to fill in this first 12-man standard snake. This is a standard league. If you guys want to pull up a beer sheet, you can. If you don't, that's fine too, but we're going to show you how we're utilizing the beer sheet. Evan's going to be using it because, as we all know, Evan Hoofler is a salary cap guy. He wants to get his guys. So snake draft sometimes is kind of annoying for him. Now, this has set it up very nicely where he can highlight his guys that he likes and do what he wants. We got a couple more guys here, and then we're going to get this thing started. We got 3 spots left. As soon as that fills, it launches.
Why don't we give it another minute and get going? That way we can.
That's what I was going to say. You guys have 60 seconds to get your ass into this chat or into this draft. If you want to do a draft with Kevin, Beer for the Beer God, and learn all about the beer sheets. Let's get going. The clock is ticking. 2 more spots. You can do it. Let's go. And while we got you waiting, Kevin, what is your Patreon?
It's my Patreon is Beersheets, and I'm also at Beersheets on Venmo.
Yes.
That and sponsorships are the way that I cover this. I have been told that at some point I should charge money for this, but I'm happy to just keep on hanging out with people.
And and that money that you guys donate to Kevin goes to robots that will eventually take over. Is that right?
Actually, now it just goes to covering my insanity. Unfortunately, the pandemic kind of hit the robot stuff, and I had to close the charity down.
That's unfortunate. But you know what? Hopefully we can get that back up in the next couple of years. Because I always enjoy doing that. Like we can vamp later. You're on a limited time limit. Okay, you know what, guys? You had your chance. We are
Let's
launching
do
this
it.
draft.
Ski Champ, if you
All
look
right.
immediately above your post, you'll see the link. You have till I can scroll up here to get in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yes, I'm sure I'll start the draft. Silly.
All right.
Okay,
With
so I got my Beersheet out
with
here.
30 with
Yeah, we got a 30
30-second
second
clocks
clock. We
here.
want to keep this guy moving so we can get as much work with Kevin in as possible.
Yeah.
So, one of my questions here is going to be, what if I don't agree with the consensus rankings? What if I think like I noticed that Lamar Jackson's the fourth guy in that second tier? I think Lamar Jackson's going to be the MVP this year. So, how would you handle that?
I would I put a Y next to it to indicate I highlight the guy, and then
Yeah.
I'll tell people to pound sand if they disagree with me.
That's exactly what it is. That's something that people seem to like. Like, if you're a novice, if you haven't done any research and you just want like good rankings from experts, you can go through this number by number and draft it. But the way you really win your
Actually,
draft, you've done the
Evan's
work.
up right now. So, Evan, if you look at the column, you can see
Yeah.
that you've got Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler. They have the highest value. So that would be the direction that I would go right now. Usually, when I'm drafting, I start with a value play. So,
Nice.
boom,
And
Christian
Christian
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey,
I
yeah.
also have it set
And
where
Christian
if it
McCaffrey
runs
is
out
a
of
league
time,
winner.
just so you know, for hosting Liz, I have it set where if it runs out of time, it doesn't automatically pick. I automatically go in there if someone's taking too long. But just so in case we're going long, it won't interfere.
Got it. So we've got so 4 running backs start makes sense. It's a 0 PPR league.
And yeah, if you're in a 0 PPR league, the thing you got to remember, running back is king. There are no extra points for reception, which takes away a lot of the value of guys. Like a guy who gets 100 receptions in a half PPR league, that's 50 extra points in a season. In a 1 PPR, that's 100 extra points. That's a lot. So as the more points you get per reception, the more value running backs have. Having said that, like I'm about to go to 8, and it looks like everyone here is taking all the running backs. Man, this is kind of starting to get me nervous. Like, is Joe Mixon going to be around? Is Alvin Kamara? But you know what? I'm also looking at this here. We're starting to get to a point where, you know what? Cooper Kupp has a higher value point. So does Josh Allen. So does Justin Jefferson. So what am I going to do here? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to, because it's a standard league, I actually like DeAndre Swift to do really well this year, but I think he might get there. So I'm going to just take Joe Mixon. I'm going to go chalk.
And just for housekeeping, Kevin, I should put a 1 next to Christian McCaffrey because I drafted him the first player on my team, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And you put an X against everyone else.
Yeah, and you can put that X against Joe Mixon because I just took him. Oh, yeah, you're getting there. I'm probably behind. You know, I just realized I got a lag here. And so we're getting through this here. I like it too. I really, that's one thing that people, the most important rule of fantasy football to me is always get your guy. What I love about Beersheets is it lets me know where guys are probably going to go, so I can try to sort it so I will get the most of the guys that I like in it. Like for the guys who are a little bit more advanced, do their own research, who watch their own tape, like you know me and Evan, because you know we got a fantasy football website. It'd be kind of silly if we weren't doing that. It's really useful.
So I'm up, and it looks to me like I'm gonna go straight Alvin Kamara to start with.
Perfect.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually going to go against my own sheets because I think Saquads is going to reign supreme, and I really want my guy. So I'm going to get him, even though my sheet says I should get Nick Chubb or Leonard or you know, basically Nick Chubb or Josh Allen from a value perspective. But realistically, I'm not going to worry about that. I think starting with the Kamara Saquon pairing, especially in standard league, is pretty solid.
Yeah. Can the teams that are not there like automatically just go without 30 seconds?
I have to manually do it, and when I get a free second, I do it. Yeah.
Okay. No, this is good. So Doc's over
there. Goes Chubb.
Nick Chubb is criminally undervalued this year, and I get it, but like especially in 0 PPR, Nick Chubb should be. I kind of feel like he should be ranked a little bit higher than he has been.
Yeah, it's funny.
I like that pick there.
I was listening to one of the Fantasy Pros podcasts about like who they all want to avoid, and Chubb was one of their consensus just because of how much of a cluster it looks like Cleveland's going to be.
Yeah. Another guy who I think has been really undervalued is Aaron Jones. I think, especially with all the vacated targets of Devontae Adams, I really like Aaron Jones because you can get him late second round sometimes, and that's
you can get him right now if you want.
I did.
There's
a reason for saying that.
That's weird. Sleeper didn't update on mine.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it gets glitchy, and then Team 7 will hopefully auto draft that. There we go.
There we go.
Team 7 is going against the grain. It's like 0 PPR. I'm only taking wide receivers. And this is why I never worry about robots taking off. So right next to the column, you can type in XPOTS, and it'll black it out. So go to the name. There's a little space between each column. Put an X there. That player is going to be black, and you see who's been drafted. If you're active in that, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, the whole reason I did that was I wanted to recreate the feeling of taking a sheet and crossing it out while I was like physically at a draft. Because when I originally made Beersheets, it was with the idea that I would have to do that. All right, so now you've got a couple options. The tight end position, the value is super low. If you wanted to, you could go for Josh Allen here. He has got the highest value. Or you could go for like maybe a Leonard Fournette or a Debo. Fournette and Connor have the highest player values right now. And also, if you look, that positional scarcity is pretty low. You can see there it says 54% is left after you take Leonard Fournette. So I would probably just go RB here, maybe get Leonard Fournette, and then maybe see what happens on the turn.
Done for that exact logic. Oops, why didn't you do it, computer? Do it. There we go.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So now I go to Leonard Fournette, and in the column to the left, instead of putting an X, I put a 2, right?
Yep.
All right, because he's the second player I've drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it. So we're moving along here. And guys, while you guys are listening, if you guys have Amazon Prime, please feel free to subscribe to Football Absurdity. We have content throughout the season. On Tuesdays, we're going to have the Waiver Wire show. On Thursday, we're gonna have another mock going real soon, Gonzo. On Thursdays, we're gonna have Thursday Night Farce Bowl. Well, we will do a live sidecast with the Thursday Night Football. And then come on, the goats.
Come on.
If you want to put the link up for the second draft, that way we can have it already up.
But maybe wait till you make your third pick and then do that, Evan. That way, because you'll have a little bit of time after that. Go, Adams. We got to get going, and we're going to auto draft you. There we go. You got Reek. Thank you, sir.
And there goes Easy. Wow, nice set. So once again, Evan, so if you wanted to, you could lock up James Conner, who's the last person in that tier, and have a pretty solid selection there. Or you could maybe take a little bit of advantage on value, go for Josh Allen. Wide receiver is kind of getting scarce, but to be honest, I think Connor is the right play here just because it's 0 PPR.
Yes, and I want to have the sheet tell me where the value is in other positions because I can see the value here. So yeah, I want to let the sheet work for me. I want to help me.
And I have not been crossing off my sheet, which probably should be doing because they add my thing, and I had to scroll out and I see, because he went in the first round, which he probably should have. I feel like Devontae Adams is getting criminally underrated this year. So we'll notice too, as we get along, these values are really starting to drop.
Yeah. And this is where things get interesting. Like, all right, what do you want to do? I mean, it's 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and 1 flex. So, there's a lot of things going on here that can really help you. Oh, Breece Hall. There we go. Hoping for the rookie to pay out.
Gonzo, I don't think it is a mistake to take Najee that early, but if it was JJ or Najee, I'm taking Justin Jefferson probably. Because Justin Jefferson, the last 2 years, he's been one of the most consistent receivers. If you want to auto draft Team 7, Evan.
Thanks for the follow, GBaby22.
Appreciate it. Yep. Damn it. I was going to take Josh Allen, too. Because that was a great value. But you know what? I'm going to take the guy who I think is going to be the MVP instead. I like Lamar Jackson. I don't know if he'll come back to me, but he's got a decent point total. And I'm just going to take a guy who has a lot of rushing yards at quarterback.
It's not a terrible plan.
Yep. And it's a question of, I'm a big proponent. Always get your guy. And as I was saying, we have content throughout the football season. Sunday, before games, we will go through a sit or start show. On Saturdays, we have our DFS for Cheapskates and our straight up gambling show with me, Tony Martin, and Ryan. I can never remember his last name. But it's look like quarterback run is coming in the 3rd round. And 0 PPR quarterbacks do have a little bit more value to me. Just because they're a little bit safer.
They're playable for sure.
Yeah, especially because I'm sorry. Let's say in zero PPR, the wide receiver curve flattens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because without like I think I was saying between like the wide receiver 9 and wide receiver like 30 last year, there's like a difference of 175 yards. With no receptions added onto that, it's really just a question of it's really just a question of like maximizing your values.
All right, and
You
here we
auto draft and you get
go.
acres.
Yeah.
So I can go. I'm probably actually going to go. I'm going to go wide receiver here. I
That's
love me some
not
Michael
necessarily a
Pittman.
bad play because there's some good wide receivers left.
And I want to say, do I want to go Keenan Allen? Do I want to go DJ Moore? I feel like DJ Moore is due for DJ Moore is such, what is it they say, the lunch pail guy?
He's due for some touchdown aggression, touchdown, like not regression, but the opposite. Because his touchdown totals have been so low for his production that I kind of feel like it's going to break out at some point.
Absolutely. So basically, I mean, this is how the sheet works. You maintain awareness. You gotta click things out. I think docking is gone. Is there a way to turn on auto draft at the end of 30 seconds, and we'll just stay on top of things?
Yeah, I say just like turn on. Yeah, I kind of feel like that might be the idea to go.
Yeah.
God damn it! I was really gonna take Pitts there too. Oh well.
Yeah, we're getting precariously close to the realm of things getting ugly.
Weird. It was on. That was weird.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
All right, and now auto draft is slow. Yeah, so if you guys don't get your 30 seconds, we're just moving along because we are on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Kittle before Pitts. I find that interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen in real life.
Me neither.
I think they're in different tiers here.
No, they're in the same tier. Kittle's 5 on your sheet. Pitts is 3rd.
Yeah, I think for me, what I could see the Kittle thing happening. Like if you're just not really sold on what's happening in Atlanta, even if he is going to be the lead target.
No, absolutely. But I think the thing is, like, Kyle Pitts was still my thing is Kyle Pitts is one of my favorite guys this year. He was the tight end 6 last year. On also a bad offense. And the way I look at it, like, he was the number 4 overall pick. He's one of the best tight end prospects to come out. And he showed as a rookie when tight ends don't usually show. The way I look at it, his floor should still be kind of last year's production, even with Marcus Mariota. So I like him a lot. But, I mean, Kittle is also a guy I really like. He's been consistently one of the best tight ends in football. So I don't think you can really go wrong.
I'm excited to see what Jacksonville's going to do this year. I like that Travis Etienne pick.
Yeah, Etienne's a guy I like a lot, too, in later rounds, especially in PPR leagues.
So our dear friend Evan is now figuring out what player to get. Mike Williams is by far the best available in terms of wide receiver value. And that's around 40%. If you wanted, you've already locked out both of your running backs and your flex, and this is one of the risks you run into. So you could either get Mike Williams, or you could lock up like a Darren Waller if you wanted to make sure you had some decent had a viable tight end.
That's a good thing. If it were with fewer teams, I would want to lock up that positional advantage at tight end. But with so many more teams, with 12 teams, there's going to be a lot of people starting the blob tight end. So I'm going to go ahead and take Mike Williams and get some positional diversity going here.
Good call.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping Mike Williams would fall to me, even though I knew he wasn't going to.
Yeah, and there's no way he would make it that far back.
No, of course not. But like in a real draft, like I'll tell you, people do crazy things, which is what I love. And that's what the nice thing about Beersheet is it kind of tells you who's being crazy.
Yes. And it's fun. It's funny. People always ask me like, well, what spot do you would want to draft from? And I always say I like to draft near the end because most of my leagues are home leagues.
Yeah.
The main league, the only league I really care about is my home league. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like our dynasty league, but the one league I care about is the one that started me on fantasy football 10 years ago.
Yep, we all have a big money league, and it's not for money.
Yeah.
Yes. There goes Waller. Now
Perfect.
it's becoming a wasteland.
Perfect. So now let me see if I can take over a little bit. Jalen Hurts is the last in his tier and has the highest value. I want to go him, right? I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
a good pick. Okay. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts there because the beer sheet helped me.
Yes.
And it's really nice with the projected totals. Like it's kind of telling you who's going to probably get if the chalk plays out and their experts are all right. It's telling you who the most valuable player is. But the other thing to remember is sometimes experts are wrong. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott, maybe Russell Wilson's being undervalued. You don't know. But Jalen Hurts did have. He was like what was he like tight end or the quarterback 3 last year? Quarterback
Yeah.
4. Like rushing totals on like running quarterbacks is a killer for like it gets you a lot.
You don't have to look
Absolutely.
good to be good for fantasy.
That's exactly it.
Agreed. There goes
Yeah,
DK. What a
I
sad
always call
story
that
that is.
the Blake Bortles rule. Blake Bortles was a QB1 2 years in a row. Nobody ever thought Blake Bortles was good at quarterback.
Yeah. That's the price you pay for running.
And I actually have Dalton Schultz in the same tier personally as these other guys, so I'm just gonna take Dalton Schultz here
Of
and feel
course
pretty
you
good
are.
about it.
Oh wow, that was fast. Okay.
That's the autos.
Yeah, can you pause that real quick so I can actually like catch up? Because
Yeah, I can do some
no league
bookkeeping
ever
too.
goes that fast. All right, so
No.
we got Dalton Schultz. He gone.
Yeah.
Jerry Judy. So the Denver thing is locked up. Eli. Oh man, I was really hoping Mitchell would make it all the way to me. Mitchell was the one I
Yeah,
was
Mitchell's a
looking
guy who
forward
kind of
to.
feels underrated too.
Yeah. So what am I going to do here? All right. You can start it back up. So I'm going to get myself. I don't know what I want to do here. This is the worst. Actually, I think I'm going to get me some AJ Dillon. I like that
Ooh.
upside. So if you unpause it, is it unpaused? All right, there we go. So AJ Dillon has a decent amount of ranking. He's looking pretty good. I think having him as my flex option is going to be good there. And then I see Dallas Goedert, but I'm just not super enthused by him.
I feel
Like
the same way.
the sheet says I should get him, but I just don't want to. I see a decent amount of value in terms of quarterback here, but I kind of just want to focus on getting upside guys. So either Brandon Cooks or Gabe Davis. I'm not sure who I want more. I'll do it Brandon Cooks. So man, and now the rush. All right, there
Did I
goes
miss
Amari
Cortland?
Cooper.
Did Cortland Sutton go? Did I miss that?
Yeah, he went.
Where? Why am I? Why don't I not see it?
That's the
Because he's
one.
all the way over to the end there. Well, in that case,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm just gonna take Allen Robinson and be happy with it because I do like
I
Allen
think Allen
Robinson a lot.
Robinson's great there.
Oh
And
yeah, I mean, it's the best quarterback he's ever had. Although, I mean, Justin Fields might end up being the best quarterback he ever had. But unfortunately, Matt Nagy sabotaged that as well as he could. So yeah, and as this is going on, I want to point out too. Yeah, we have content throughout the year. If you guys, we got our waiver wire show on Tuesdays. We have Thursday night Farce Ball, where if you want to watch Thursday night football with some friends, but you don't want to listen to the broadcast, which why would you? It's Mystery Science Theater 3000 for football. Watch the game with us, have some fun. On Saturdays, we got our gambling show, DFS, and straight up gambling for you guys who want to put some money outside of fantasy football. And then sit starts on Sundays. We're doing mock drafts on tap Saturdays and Sundays until football season starts. If you guys have Amazon Prime, it won't cost you any money to subscribe to the Twitch stream. And Evan, you're on, so I'm gonna stop doing our sales pitch.
I know who I want.
Darnell
there.
Mooney, you son of a bitch. This is what I get for talking up Justin Fields, our Lord and Savior, because Justin Fields is the truth. I have been on that bandwagon. Yes, and I was on Justin Fields. So. All right.
this is I'll go pretty fast. I like this.
Yeah, we're moving along here. I think putting on that clock is good. Then we'll get to the yeah. We're gonna burn through this. I feel good about it.
Yeah. I feel like this is
All right, yeah. You know what? Let's look at some of these starts here. Josh, you got Delvin Cook, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf, Gabe Davis. I think you're going very wide receiver heavy in a 0 PPR league, which would scare me if I'm being honest, because I want running backs. There's a reason why 3 of my first 4 picks were running backs: Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Lamar Jackson, David Montgomery, Dalton Schultz, and Allen Robinson. I feel like that is the ideal start to a zero PPR draft because there's a ton of wide receiver value. You can get in the mid rounds, especially this year. I love this year for wide receiver. And like Evan's start here, let's look at that. Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, James Conner, like in zero PPR. You guys have heard me shitting on Leonard Fournette this year. In zero
you took
PPR,
Bateman
that
from me.
changes.
Son of a bitch.
Bateman is one of my favorite breakout receivers, and he knew that. And I really wanted that stack with Lamar Jackson. Actually, I probably should have just taken Bateman just to get my stack. But at the same time, Allen Robinson, I do have rated higher. So, like, sometimes you got to stick with your board, and that means you're going to miss on some guys.
Yep. There goes Russell Wilson. So now we're starting to see quarterback kind of get a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, right now we got the last in that tier is Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott and Tom Brady. I don't know that I would keep Tom Brady there because...
Oh, no, Joe Burrow was taken.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, I wish my screen had it all in one thing. I have to keep going left and right to figure out what the hell is happening.
Oh, there goes Ken Walker. Ramondre Stevenson, I like that.
All right, and here's what's going to happen here. This is going to tell me that I'm an idiot for doing this, but I'm not.
Wow.
Oh, it didn't give me that, really. But the Beersheets, where's
all right, pause
the
that. That was this is the awkward part about being back here is everyone's rushing by. So you went and got DeAndre Hopkins, and I mean his value is pretty decent for where that is. We got Cordell Patterson, he gone. Dak Prescott, he gone, and then Tony Pollard, who I like a lot.
I love Tony Pollard this year.
All right, go ahead and unleash me again, and I'm going to figure out what it is I'm going to do here.
And it was good that you emphasized earlier, most drafts don't move this fast, so you won't be scrambling to fill out your beer sheet.
Yeah. But we're trying to make sure that Kevin can get home to the family.
Also, you won't be producing a Twitch stream with 3 different microphones and 15 settings, so you won't be as behind as I am ever.
Yeah. Let's look at Kevin's team, though. Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley.
Let me make my 2 picks, and then we can talk about it. So go ahead and unpause. All right, here we go. You ready? And go get your guy.
All right. Alvin Kamara. Is it me? Yeah,
no, I've got one more guy to get.
Okay.
I'm gonna just bite the bullet. I don't know. I don't like Dallas Goedert, but this is a turn past where he is, and I might as well just get a top 6 tight end allegedly.
Yeah, no, there's some value there, and I should start looking at what's going on here. What are the? All right, so this is because running back is king. I think Melvin Gordon is criminally underrated this year. Let's look at Kevin's sheet. Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley at the turn. It's nice that Alvin Kamara is finally starting to shoot up in rankings because he was a steal about a week ago, even 2 weeks ago, before some of the stuff came out. Saquon Barkley, I keep going back and forth on him because he burned me last year because I was high on him, but he's a year removed from the ACL, and he was a top 5 NFL draft pick, and he's one of the most athletic running backs. I feel like a new coaching staff makes him really interesting. So I like that start for running back. There's a lot of upside. And then you got Pittman and Moore. Pittman, we are very high on Pittman, in football absurdity. I can never get him in salary cap because his price ends up being too high for how I build my teams. On top of it, I got DJ Moore. We were talking about upside touchdown regression. AJ Dillon, I think, is going to see a lot of receptions too with the loss of Aaron Jones, but he's still going too high for me. I never get him because I have him still rated lower than some other people. Brandon Cooks is the safest wide receiver in football. After Mike Evans, I think Brandon Cooks, you just don't worry about it. He's going to get you 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns, and you'll be fine. Trey Lance is a great upside play that late with his rushing ability too. He's the guy who could really blow up and make it nice. And Goddard at that spot, why not? You've got your receivers, you got your quarterback, you got your running backs. Get the best tight end left. And that's something you have to remember. Sometimes you got to look at just filling out that roster. Bench is supposed to help you get some upside, maybe some protection for injury, but get the best players that you can start right away, when you're building a team. Because having 5 running backs in your first 5 picks isn't going to make your team better if you can't start 2 of those guys.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of 2 running back, 3 wide receiver leagues. I feel like that makes the starting choices a little more interesting. It tends to make the wide receiver position scarcer. But Goddard, I'm still trying to figure out Goddard. He's had opportunity after opportunity, and it never really came through. I feel like it's that meme. Stop trying to make Dallas Goddard happen.
He's too good at blocking. And Hurts needs blocking. He's got some of the best tape, the best all 22s I've ever seen, but
Yeah.
Hurts needs a blocking tight end, and that's what Dallas Goedert's good at everything, including blocking.
Yeah. And I worry that that offense can't sustain 3 weapons, and Devontae Smith was drafted high. So, like, A.J. Brown, I'm fine with when I can get him at value. But, like, I don't know if it's going to be Goddard. I don't know if it's going to be Smith. So I'm ranking those guys a little bit lower because of it. You know what? I don't know if this is going to be considered a reach, but I really like Michael Carter this year. I think he's kind of underrated.
All right,
But it
pause
didn't
it
give me
again.
the weird
It happened once more.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm pissed off because I had Al Lazard as as the guy I really wanted. So
yeah, if
Lazard
Lazard had come back, he wouldn't have gotten to you anyway. Yeah. I'm really high on Alan Lazard because someone's got to get like.
Now we see the curse of the. Now we're starting to see the curse of the auto drafter with the Prescott Stafford stack.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and hit me. Let me go.
It's going to be 10 more quick seconds because I'm also. I got.
Oh yeah, you got to catch up too.
Here. Garrett Wilson's a wide receiver. Yeah. There we go. All right. There we go.
So we're going to go with boom. Pick number 9.
Ooh, I love Robinson there.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually looking for. I think I'm going to go for the stack here. Or did someone already take Brandon Ayuk and I missed it? Of course, someone took Brandon Ayuk and I missed it. Yeah. All right.
Hey, the man, we are all up in 2 quarterback auction leagues. I'm going to link our Discord. That's where we talk about it. We have fed through our mocks. We have a pretty good handle on what the market does, and that's where we talk about it there.
And the next draft that we're doing is going to be
$100 on quarterbacks. Seems to work.
Yeah. And then I'm going Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and the off chance he won't come back to me because I like the chances of him being the breakout guy over in Kansas City. Like having Patrick Mahomes and his deep playability could be nice, could burn me, but in the 10th round, I like upside. I
think MVS is a great pick there.
Yeah, MVS is awesome there. Kevin, let me ask you a question here.
Yeah,
I have a tight end. I have a quarterback. Can I just stop marking those guys, crossing those guys off?
If you don't want to get any more of them, go for it.
I don't. Okay.
So you can just, quit.
Perfect. That frees up a little time. We love it, Hazy the man. We love talking to auction. Somebody came in there. If you come in with a unicorn league, it's like makes my day. It's like a scientist who studies frogs, all of a sudden discovering a 6-legged species of frog. I drop everything. I drop everything.
That's one of the reasons why Beersheets, came about, because I wanted to be able to make like these, help these really wackadoodle leagues.
It's really fantastic how customizable it is, how user friendly it is, because people do have weird settings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody already went Brian Robinson. Kudos to whoever reached Brian Robinson.
It wasn't a reach though. It was because Kevin, the Washington fan, and I think he knows that they don't seem to like Antonio Gibson as much as they used to.
You have messed me up, good sir. I mean that complimentary.
I don't know what to make of Brian Robert. I don't know what to make of Washington. I don't. To be honest, I expect nothing but misery and pain.
I mean, that they've bred you for that. I'm a Bears fan. I feel you.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it is the nature of the beast to expect pain and suffering as a Washington football fan.
Okay, this is where it's going to be particularly useful for me, this beer sheet, because I only do salary cap drafts, and salary cap drafts, if you have a player ranked over like 120, you did it wrong. So
yeah,
and now we're into the 120s, and I'm like, I can recognize these names. I've watched tape on them. I can't recall any of the tape. So let me just see here. I feel like I haven't picked enough running backs, and let's see. This Jamal Williams fellow seems to be highest up in the list significantly. So I just, without thinking, am going to grab myself some, not Jamison Williams, Jamal Williams.
Wow. And in the words of Jeff Crisco, Football Absurdity co-founder, how many running backs do you want? One more than you have.
True.
And standard leagues, that's 100% truth.
There goes Hunter Henry. Yeah, so now we're getting into the realm of off-sheet stuff. And also, don't forget, apparently we have to draw a kicker and a defense.
Did I put kicker and defense in there?
You did.
That was a mistake. I
Oh,
apologize, audience. I usually axe those.
yeah. You know what I'm gonna go here? Let's see if Algier is gonna be the guy. I'm taking Algier.
I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, pause it again so I can catch up.
Roger that.
And sadly, now we're starting to run into the realm of where the sheets end up. And this is always something that I debate is, at what point do I stop with the sheets and go from here?
Well, the way I look
Realistic.
at sorry.
I just say honestly, realistically, I feel like once you're at this point, it's a grab bag, and you just got to do the best you can.
Yeah. And it's a dart throw anyway.
Yeah.
The bottom half of your bench should be getting churned on the waiver wire anyway. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't stress it too much. Figure out a few deep sleepers and you'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and start me back up. And I'm going to get me some Khalil Herbert, which is someone I regretted not getting in the in Scott Fishbowl. And then I'm actually going to go a little bit off the realm here. My good friend Andrew Cooper loves him some Evan Ingram, and I'm just gonna hope for the best here.
We've
I'm
got
going
we've got two celebrities
Rondell Moore.
conversing with each other now. Eric Bra, the man of 1,000 voices, professional voice actor. If you've played a video game, you've heard him. Is in the chat saying, "Beer, hey man, what's up, Eric? So glad you're here."
Hey, what's up?
I remember when we first had our partnership, Kevin. Eric comes up to me at our next real life draft and goes, "Man, you stole my secrets. Like I thought I was the only one who had the lead on Beersheets."
The number of people who complain about the fact that I have to advertise what I do is it simultaneously warms my heart and kind of scares people.
I find that hilarious too because here's the thing, and I'm going to point this out now. Actually, beer sheets aren't necessarily the be all end all. I was looking at, I pulled up a salary cap draft for rankings last year, and let's look at Derrick Henry was the third highest valued player, and he still ended up decent, but he didn't win you leagues. Saquon Barkley was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ninth running back, but the guys who help you win leagues. Cooper Kupp's value was basically a positional scarcity of 10%. His value for auction on this sheet is 12. He was in the 5th tier. So it's not just it's beer sheets is a guide, but you got to figure out the guys who are going to break out. It's right. Figuring out those mid-round people who break out that's going to win you your league.
Which is the thing we were talking about this week. Oh, go for it.
I'm going to say, and that's the thing that I like. A lot of people say, "Oh, how accurate is beer sheets, etc." And the honest answer is, it is as accurate as the consensus experts. I am nowhere near a fantasy football professional. I am just a guy who spends way too much time staring at spreadsheets. And my philosophy is that I'm just going to leverage the people who actually know what they're doing and not really worry about the details. And so, for example, right there, Jahan Dotson, probably going to be a terrible player. But
I disagree. I love Jahan Dotson. His college tape was just I get it. He doesn't look like the prototypical player, but that dude only gets open. I feel like he's been getting so underrated in dynasty leagues, and I don't understand why. So since we have kicker defense, I'm just going to take the darling of DFS for cheapskates, Nick Folk. Nick Folk last year was very undervalued. If you did kicker lineups in DFS, I had a 94.5% return on my investments in kicker lineups, and Nick Folk was the reason for that. He made me a lot of money.
Here's a perfect example of where I wasn't paying attention to my own sheets. Yeah. I just picked up the Washington Commanders because I don't know. I'm a sucker I'm a masochist.
Hey, that defensive line is still one of the best. So.
Yeah, but they continue I don't know what it is about Washington's defense. They should be an elite defense. They should be absolutely crushing people left, right, and center.
Eric,
Trevor Lawrence should not survive week 1.
Eric, thanks for the 100 bit share. Sorry about that, Kev. Please keep going.
Yeah. So Trevor Lawrence should not survive week 1. I'm sorry. Like he should just be like ground into a fine paste. But for whatever reason, it's not happening. And I feel like what's happening, and I think I just don't trust him. What I should have done was I should have looked at the sheets and saw that the Bills and the Patriots were my top ranked teams, and leverage something there. And what's cool is the sheets are color coded so that you see what the first 4 weeks of the rankings are, and you can see, for example, that the Bills from the these rankings are directly from 4for4, who's been a wonderful partner for me along with you guys. And I've actually highlighted areas where it's either going to be a decent matchup or a tough one. So, for example, the 4for4 thinks that Baltimore is going to be a pretty juicy matchup for defenses. And so the Patriots on week 3, they have that highlighted. The number 1 defense is the Bills, and they have nothing that's like super special here. So things like that are always kind of cool. I'm just gonna get me some. I'm gonna go for I've Googled. Why not?
So, guys, we got that first draft in the bag. We're gonna move right on to the second sheet because Kevin's on a limited amount of time.
Unfortunately, the limit of time is now over. It's actually fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
No,
I need a second to catch my breath and make the soundboard work. I appreciate you all redeeming your soundboard chairs. I need to go and turn it on real quick, and I want to thank Kevin for spending time out of his very, very busy life to be with us this hour. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel like we got a good idea of how to maximize our value for Beersheets. And of course, if you ever have any questions, hop into the Discord. We're there. We're very active in trying to help you do the best you can in your fantasy drafts. Kevin, thank you very much for participating and coming.
Thank you so much, guys. If I'm still in the other 2 mock drafts, just kick me out.
Okay.
And let me know my schedule because I'm available to come in more. It was just, I have to balance the kids and everything else like that. So I definitely want to come back. I definitely want to chat more and get more games in and talk to everyone. I really appreciate the community here. You guys have some of the most amazing fans. I love the Discord. By the way, if you're coming in here because you checked out my Beersheets Twitter, I highly recommend sending the Football Absurdity guys some money on their Patreon to get on their Discord because it's one of the best fantasy communities I've been a part of, and I love hanging on there and chatting with everybody. So definitely give them a shout out there. Thanks you guys so much.
And Kevin, before you go, you do need to hop out of those yourself manually. At least the auction one. It doesn't let me boot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't kick me?
No, I know, right?
Well,
it's not. Oh yeah, I don't. It's he's still in there. I don't see it.
All right. Well, I'll do the best I can to leave, and but in terms of leaving, I'm also going to head out now. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it.
Goodbye.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, guys. So we got the second link going. For some reason, I don't know. I did a Superflex snake because I wanted to give you guys a feel for how to use these Beersheets for for a nice Superflex. I don't know why I printed all these as 0 PPR, but we're going to do 0 PPR and not worry about it because it doesn't really matter. The way the sheets are going to be used, you're going to customize it anyway. But it's a very different process when you're doing it. So we got that Superflex link in there, guys. If you want to get in it here. We'll go through the Beersheets again.
Promote it in our Discord. And if you're still here, stick around. We stream for hours and hours. We've got some salary cap drafts, which is kind of Wally's specialty is everything, but my specialty, the focus of my entire life and existence, is figuring out the market analysis of salary cap drafts. So we got that. We got Snake. Let me just promote this in our Discord.
And if you are using, I want to point out too, if you are using Beersheets on salary cap, there are Beersheets for Snake is a lot more straightforward than it is with a salary cap draft. And there's a lot more you're going to need to make sure you're as successful as you possibly can. We'll go over that. So if you want that help for a salary cap draft, make sure you stick around and we'll go through the Beersheets on that too. So, but right now we're getting the Superflex Snake going. So we got some spots. We only got 5 teams in here. So come on, guys. Let's get it going.
I just promoted in the Discord. I'm trying to make the soundboard work. I'm not sure why. Maybe I can copy paste it. Boy, Wally, producing a show and doing a beer sheet, thank you. Eric, for cheering. Thank you. Wow, I'm sweating, and all I did was sit here and click things. Let's see.
Hazy the man. I feel like this draft is going to be. It'll probably start at 5 o'clock. I think this draft's going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. We're not going to turn off the clock this time the way we keep it going. We wanted to keep Kevin on schedule for that first draft. but also, and we'll probably want to take a little bit of a break after this
Oh,
draft. Just
Hazy,
take a
you know what I'll
5 minute
do?
break.
You know what I'll do, Hazy? This is easy peasy. I see you just joined the Discord. I'm going to add the auctioneer role to you, and then when I'm good to go, we add auctioneer, and you'll get a notification. That's how we fill mock salary cap drafts with actual humans, because bots ruin the data. So I've just added you that role, so you should get a notification when we do that draft. Yeah, and the soundboard people don't want to
Yeah.
work here. Let me see what I
And
can do.
we got some spots here, guys. So let's get going. What? Just we got Thursday Night Farce on the screen.
Oh, we do? Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Here we go. There we go. Sorry. I wanted to copy paste the soundboard from there, but I didn't do the little hamburger thing. Okay, now maybe, just maybe, I fixed the soundboard. Let's give it a chance.
Okay, we got 5 more spots to get this guy filled. Let's get some fun Superflex. I know I saw someone over who was talking earlier about having that Superflex draft that they wanted some help on. Oh,
That was
Hazy the man.
Deku.
All right.
Deku,
I
you
love
might
it. I
be able to
wish
get
that
in
we
here.
had the
But
for the auction league. We've been trying to get salary cap auction league data going. That's a lot harder, but I can tell you right now, there's a ton of in our salary cap thread where we go into it. And the biggest thing about a salary cap auction is quarterback is king.
for
Like, don't
Superflex,
overthink about it.
for
Yeah, for
Superflex.
Superflex, it's 100%. And two,
Yeah,
especially for and 2 QB leagues.
yeah, you're
If
going
you're
to
doing
see
Superflex or
Superflex
two
go.
QB,
Yeah,
yeah.
we will see quarterbacks go here in this Superflex draft. Sorry, soundboard people, the soundboard company. Let me try turning it off and turn it on again. Seems to want to be sad today. They're so sad. Anyway, while we're waiting, I want to summarize. Wally, were you able to see your performance in the WWE 2K19 Royal Rumble Good Person Slobber Knocker
It was
yesterday?
not because I had to get to my poker game, and that was that was the wildest poker game I've ever. It's only a $20 buy-in, but what I like about it is like sometimes you're in games where people are just insane people about it. Like even for $20, they'll get so mad about the dumbest things. Everyone there was just like at my table, we were just wild and dumb because like I don't care if I lose all my money all in for $20. I'll just rebuy for because we have a rebuy period for the first hour, and it makes it really weird and fun. And it it was the most fun night, and I was so sad because I all I heard was I had a glorious 45 seconds. So I don't think I did very well.
For those of you who don't are joining us, every year we do a big fundraiser league where you pay $50 to join to donate to charity. And in response, I make a wrestler out of you, what you look like in WWE 2K video game series. And then to determine our draft order for the snake draft, I live stream a Royal Rumble with every manager duking it out. And it's a good time.
And Hazy, I'm going to tell you, like my basic strategy this year in Superflex has been like in a $200 salary cap league, I am going to spend at least $100 on quarterback, maybe more. I want to get the top quarterbacks. I don't want to think about it. Last year in half PPR Superflex leagues, Superflex, we had just in half PPR leagues, uh, 11 quarterbacks had over 20 points per game. Now, if you look at the rest of the positions, only 6 other players, 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, averaged over 20 points a game. That is a huge positional advantage. If you get those points, you're getting a lot more points, and you get it twice. Like in one league, it kind of flattens out because with 11, everyone only needs to start one. You can kind of wait and still feel pretty good about that. And then when you look at those top 5 guys at 22 points, that number cuts in half at running back. And you really just, if you had Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes last year in a Superflex league, you probably won. And it didn't even matter what the rest of your team looked like. So it's really important to understand positional value. I've been doing that, and I like to get an elite tight end to give myself a different positional advantage over there, and then just kind of figure it out and I'll figure out my running backs and wide receivers later. I can grab guys in the waiver wires that goes on. I might not get the most output out of that, but there's a lot more running backs and wide receivers to choose from than quarterbacks and tight ends. So I just want to have as much of an edge at the positions I can going in.
And as Big Phil in our chat points out, uh,
What just happened?
there it is. There it is. What
Oh, I
happens
can
I
hear
fix
the
the
cheering.
soundboard? Big Phil points out quarterbacks will go for 50 each. out of not total, but each in a $200 Superflex auction, the top ones. Congratulations on winning with Allen and Stafford. That's awesome.
All right, well, you know what? Last chance to get a salary cap super flex breakdown, and we're giving it 2 more minutes, and then we're just going to start because I want to get the show going. We don't need to wait. There are people here looking for things. We want to get our next the salary cap draft going in an hour.
The salary cap stuff. They come for Kevin. They come for the salary cap. We're just doing this because we need a little data on zero QB. Sorry, on Superflex, 0 points per reception. I want to call 0 points per reception ZPR. Can we get that? Can I make that happen? Or is that going to be fetch where I just can't make it happen?
What do you say?
I want to call 0 RB ZPR. Can we do that? Or is that like fetch, which I'm just not going to be able to make it happen?
You started talking and then I stopped listening again because I'm trying to get people in Discord. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second.
I want to call 0 PPR ZPR.
I think you could make that happen.
I'm going to make it happen.
ZPPR, because honestly, standard leagues are PPR now, and I don't like calling it standard. It was standard. It's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like saying the standard gas price is $2. Yeah, in the 1980s maybe, but not now.
All right, get in everybody for the snake draft. Should I just reduce it to 10 teams?
Yeah, I think we're going to reduce it to 10 teams. Well, we can reduce it to 10 teams, but now I just got to get myself a different sheets.
Oh, good call.
And actually, why the hell not? I'm just going to get myself a different sheets.
Because it's so easy.
And yeah.
Special thanks to Amer, our tech guy, who's been streamlining the Beersheets process, which is not easy.
Yeah.
We get like we get like 100,000 requests in the course of a week, sometimes in the course of a day, and he has to keep that all on top of that. And
so we're changing these settings here. It's going to be a 10-team, 1 QB, 2 RBs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, one flex, then 1 super flex, and everything else is going to be the same. Actually, maybe I just add a PPR thing. I didn't realize that it automatically defaulted to 0 PPR. Can we go half PPR on this? Or yeah, let's go half PPR for this. We're going to change it up.
You don't need to tell me twice.
Yeah, because it's stupid that it's not PPR. So I'm going to submit this request. So it pop up. That's what the sound my computer makes when it does it.
Of the 1,000 or so pieces of advice we've been asked in our Discord, I think 2 of them have been for 0 PPR leagues all season.
Yeah, and and our response is always, "Why the hell are you in a 0 PPR league?" Because that sounds dumb.
So dumb. So we have 3 more spots. Let me just tell our Discord. So they know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason why we're not filming like we used to is because everyone's at their actual draft.
Yeah, that's also true. So this is going to be interesting. Because I'm doing this on the laptop.
Thanks, chat. Yeah, I almost made a mistake there with the bots. The thing is, and I'm going to explain what the chat's saying here. The thing is, if I go in here, we can just, gentlemen say, and ladies and whatever genders, we can just say, hey, we acknowledge that this is HPPR, but I need to put it on 2 quarterback because otherwise the bot rankings will be stupid and they will never pick a quarterback and it's dumb and dumb, everything will be dumb.
And Sleeper's pretty good about being kind of realistic in how it does its rankings, like how people in your draft will do it, which is not the same. Like, because at least with a Sleeper, you can try to do a 2 QB and get a feel for it. You can't get a mock salary cap draft on Yahoo. You can't get it on ESPN. I don't even know how to get a draft going in NFL.com. Like,
we tried.
Yeah.
They don't have room names. So, like, everybody jump into this one. Look at my screen and then jump into it. Like, no one can see that. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe.
Josh.
Y'all don't see
when you switch to half PPR, it's going to change your rankings onto Beersheets. Like, and I think, you know what? Are we ready? Let's just launch. We got people in here.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
And I'm going off sheet here just because I need a physical break. So, Waleed, if you want to just tell us what you're thinking about from your sheet, we can learn.
Yeah, I will go through the sheet here and I will explain it. Jonathan Taylor going 1.1. It's an interesting move, but it's not like a terrible one if you look at it. Why does it say wow? Did you not change it to the
No, it
rankings
doesn't. No,
to?
that's them, not me. They change the rankings, but they don't change the sound effects that
Oh,
you
that's
pull.
stupid.
So every time somebody
Like
picks a
a
quarterback, you hear
quarterback in the
cry,
first
cry,
round
cry. Yeah.
in Superflex, it's going to think they're stupid. That's weird. Okay,
Okay, I'm turning off the sound.
and yep, I'm turning off the sound too because it's just going to keep wowing us. Yep, there's a reason you see a lot of things, but I want to point out with Jonathan Taylor over here, you had wait, what happened here? Oh, it's because it's on a Excel sheet. Jonathan Taylor is 9.9. He is the second rated player, and taking the number one running back. What Fatty's probably trying to do is hope that he gets a couple of decent quarterbacks on that next 2-3 turn, and he's going to have the best running back and some really good quarterbacks and be in a really good position. I really respect the move.
Fatty's one of the best fantasy football players I've ever met. He's the one who got me into auction salary cap drafts, and I never
Oh,
looked
I
back.
agree, and I know you know how I know this because he always picks the same guys I'm trying to
Oh
pick.
yeah. Yeah.
So I will judge how good you are by how you are doing things, like how many of my guys are taking. I'm going to veer from my all of my really top tier running backs went, and I'm going to go. Let's see, actually, I'm going Derrick Henry here
Heck yeah, you are.
because that could be a really monster start.
That's ridiculous to
Derrick
get
Henry
him.
could be the RB1 this year.
L. Jackson Henry is a great start. It's a
Yeah.
great start.
Like I feel good because I think I've said it before. I think Lamar Jackson's going to finish the season as an MVP. On FanDuel, he's plus 2,000. If you're a gambling person, I think those are really good odds. I feel like Baltimore had so many issues going against them. People are forgetting just how good they actually are.
And just a
And you
reminder,
see,
if you don't want to get wowed, up here in the top right is the sound effects turn off button.
yeah,
But I'm still going to wow you with Kylie Minogue.
yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And that's going. Ooh, so it's going to be really interesting to see. Because I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable waiting for a third quarterback. I probably shouldn't be telling Evan this because he also, or second quarterback, because I see Evans. Well, he goes Kamara. He sees the value in Kamara. I'm taking my guy because I don't think he'll come back to me. Knowing people here at No Superflex, and too many of you know I love Justin Fields. I'm going Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a low end QB1 with his rushing ability, and I'm a really big fan of his. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm kind of got my butt out there not having a second quarterback.
And this is the thing where I don't like the thing you got to remember. I'm not worrying about rankings. And I can't worry about the rankings, even though he's a 4.0. That's a huge reach on my end. Actually, it's not as much as it looks like. I mean, if you look at some of these other guys, it's some of the guys left are like into 4.7. So it's like a point of value that I'm losing here to take him early. But it's important that I get a quarterback. I want two quarterbacks. It's really important to me because that's going to make a huge difference in how much success I truly have. And then let's see what else it does here. Oh, Team 7 going Kyle Pitts at 4.4. That makes me sad because that was who I was really going to take there. Because I want to see what the point value is on this 10 thing. Yeah, Kyle Pitts at a 3.2. It's not bad, but there's still some other tight ends, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now I got to look at the running backs and wide receivers who are left and see what I want. You know what? Let's see. Looking at the sheet here. Let's see. I'm sorry. I want to look at this. 4.4 for Saquon. 4.5 for Debo. All things considered. Okay, it auto drafted me. How do I un-auto draft?
I got it.
Yeah.
Just tell me to pause next time.
It's fine. At least it took the guy I wanted to take. I was going to go Saquon because he was the highest rated player at running back on the Beersheet. And my tight ends that are left are on the next tier, so I didn't get to do exactly what I want. But honestly, with Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Lamar Jackson, I'm feeling pretty good. It still has. Oh, here we go. Now I'm off.
And well, yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Be sure if you do get on an auto, people, be sure to scroll up to the top of the screen and click "Take me off auto" because that's not a very prominent place to click.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really all about maximizing my value at my positions. And the fact that I got actually Saquon was a 5. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet here. Yeah, because Saquon was a 4.4, and I got him around later, but that's okay, even though I took Justin Fields early. But I feel like even though the drop off isn't really on these rankings as precipitous, but the thing you got to remember is a lot of these projections, like in the middle, they kind of line up, but that's not how drafts are going to go. I've done my research. I know who I want, and I have a pretty good feel. I've done enough drafts that I know where guys are going to go at certain rounds. At this point, can you pause for a second here? Sorry, I want to be able to actually look at my sheet here and see.
While you look at your sheet, I'll take a look at teams here. Fatty McFat says Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Tyreek Hill, and Brees Hall. That could be a
Yeah,
league winner. The Becton injury, New York's guard, going down. That scares me, but I guess he didn't play last year. So whatever. They got the game
yeah.
plan in play.
So
Uh,
the
yeah.
thing I'm noticing here is James Conner is significantly rated significantly higher than everyone else. You can unpause me. So I'm just going to get that third flex spot. I'll put James Conner in there, and I'll feel pretty good about it. Like I said, this year is really deep at wide receiver. I think it's going to flatten out a lot too. So I'll grab my value where I can grab it.
Nice. And then what do you think of Viking to voice this team?
Uh, so yeah, I'll go through some of the. I'm going to go through a lot of the teams here now because let's see. I like what he did here with going Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a two-time MVP. It's hard to argue with that as your QB1. And Derek Carr, I think, is really he's got Devontae Adams now to go along with Darren Waller, and honestly, Hunter Renfrow is a very underappreciated guy. So I really do appreciate like that's a good strong start. Tyreek Hill is not a guy I'm high on. I love Brees Hall though, so I feel like his running back core is awesome. I can't get on Tyreek Hill this year. Changing quarterback makes me nervous, and he's a very boom or bust player as it is. I need a little bit of consistency from my running back for my position here, and I there's like some good value at running back left, but really at this point I have zero wide receiver, so that would be really silly for me to not take a wide receiver. Keep pause for a second. So I want to look at some of the last wide receivers that are here. We got Michael. Is Pittman on that board? Yeah,
Yep.
Pittman is at 2.7. Deontay Johnson is at 1.6. I think Pittman is far and away the best receiver. Hold on, actually, where's Waddle on this list?
He's there.
Yeah, Pittman is the highest wide receiver rank. So if you unpause it, I'll just take Michael Pittman and feel pretty good about it. And honestly, I like that because I don't get a lot of shares of Michael Pittman. So I don't mind him as my wide receiver one. I'm kind of happy I got a chance at him. I'm going to definitely be looking at another. Oh, you know what? I should have taken Schultz. I completely
So I
forgot that
punted
Schultz
at
was
both
there.
quarterback and wide receiver. So I need to
Yeah,
draft some quarterbacks, but I don't think I need to draft two personally, two high floor ones or high ceiling ones. But I don't think I need to do that now,
no.
honestly. I think I want to get on the wide receiver board and let me take my number one wide receiver to make a huge leap this year, Marquise
Yeah.
Brown.
And here's the thing I want to point out to you. Like Dalton Schultz is a 2.0 tight end. And like there's a huge the next two tight ends are 1.2. There's a huge drop off over here at tight end. So I think I might have made a mistake here because even though Pittman was a 2.7, DJ Moore, I think, was still available, also a 2.7, AJ Brown at 2.6. I could have still gotten that value. So being aware of that valuation chart and maximizing it is important.
Yeah,
And I
that
think I dropped the ball there, if
Schultz
I'm
was a
being
killer
perfectly
pick there.
honest.
Let's go 88.
Yeah, let's go like really rounded that out too. And let's look at that team over here. He's got Mahomes and Hurts. That's probably the best starting quarterback core. Although I like mine better, but that's because I'm a Justin Fields truther, so you can't really trust me. Dalvin Cook is very easily could be a top 5 running back. You got Deebo Samuel, who I think is really underrated this year. Mike Evans also underrated. Let's go. Yeah, he's got the best team so far. I don't think it's even close. Although, you know what? Wilson and Brady, if Brady's still back, Eckler, Wilson, and Brady is also a really good start.
I can't front with
And
anybody who gets Dalvin Cook in the third. Well,
yeah,
I
Dalvin Cook in
can't
the third is
agree
great.
with
And then
that.
he's got Devontae, and then Tebow fan Josh has got Devontae Adams and T. Higgins, and then Josh Jacobs is his RB2. He's got a really balanced team. Like between Lesgo and Josh, those are some strong teams. I like Phil Abrams' team too, because he's got Swift. He's
You're up.
got, is it my
You're up.
turn yet? Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna take DJ Moore because he's the next highest rated wide receiver by a lot. I'm not gonna even think about it because I just went over that. So Kyler Murray and Trey Lance, I like into fourth because Trey Lance has a ton of upside. Like truth be told, I probably should not have taken Fields. Trey Lance is a higher rated player, but I think Justin Fields is the better quarterback, and I go with my heart. I'm not gonna. I'd rather be wrong picking my guy then I'd rather be wrong picking my guy than being wrong picking someone else's guy. That'll piss me off more.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with my heart and hope for the best. But Justin Jefferson and Keenan Allen, wide receiver 1 and 2 is great. DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne, Terry McLaurin, Phil Abrams killing it also. Like, I love this. Let's look at voice of Viking. Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Matt Stafford. I love. I'm not a Fournette guy, but I mean in the 4th round, that's fine. George Kittle, you got a nice top tier tight end. Deontay Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, good team. You know the thing. That's what I like about 10-man teams too. You'll always kind of feel good about them. Let's see here. Can you pause the draft for a second? I kind of want to see what the wide receiver rankings are looking like because it looks like it's starting to flatten out a lot here. Did Cortland Sutton go?
Yep, to me.
Yeah, he did. That makes sense.
Sutton and more.
So looking at the
the
rankings, it's flattened out a lot. I want to look at the running backs here to see who's available. And the running backs are definitely going crazy. So at this point, you know what? I'm just gonna take. You can unpause it. I'm going to take TJ Hawkinson because he's a 1.2. He's ranked right around there, and I don't have a tight end. And right now, I have filled out my roster, and I feel pretty good about that. I got Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, James Conner. That's a strong running back core. Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, TJ Hawkinson. And of course, let's go takes Darnell Mooney because he knows I love me some Darnell Mooney. Maybe I could have probably waited around and just taken Cole Kmet's because I feel like the tight ends aren't going to be. Where is Cole Kmet rated on this thing?
Not high enough.
No, it would be it would have been a huge reach on that, right? It would be negative 0.02. So this sheet does not value Cole Kmet at all. I don't know that I agree with that, but you know what? That's fine. So at this point, I'm probably just going to load up on running backs and wide receivers and not worry about things.
That's the point.
Because I feel like
illustrate is the beer sheet gets you immediately as good as the average fantasy professional analyst. But at least in a few areas, you might be better than the average professional analyst, such as watching your own home team. The average analyst hasn't watched all 16 games of your home team. You might be able to see what Waleed sees, which is Cole Kmet is breaking out.
Yeah, and you're on the clock, so. Taking Matt Ryan there. Like, Evan waited quarterback, but that's not. But like Matt Ryan's a guy who should do pretty damn well for himself. I like Michael Thomas. I was looking at him, but he went 2. God damn it! Now, but you know what? No, screw this. I'll take DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that's a perfect pick.
Yeah, because now I have a guy who could be a high end wide receiver 1 at the end of the year to go with Pittman and more. So that my wide receiver core.
The rule of thumb is if you're picking and that pick is going to go on your bench, pick Hopkins. That's the time to pick Hopkins because you can bench him for 6 weeks then.
Yeah. You don't even plan on starting him anyway. And yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Hopkins' value. Just the upside is so significant. And let's see where we at here.
Which bot will be the one who takes Deshaun Watson? Fatty McFats likes Matt Ryan this year.
Yeah.
I'm glad he was there.
I didn't see Ramondre went so early here. Hold on one second here. Can you pause for me? Because I'm trying to figure out how to do this with the sheet. And let's see. So I'm looking at the sheet here. Let's see. Where's Elijah Moore ranked on this thing here? Because I feel like I don't know. Where's he at? He's a 0.1. Let's look at some of the running backs that are left here. Because Elijah Moore might be like the highest ranked guy left at wide receiver. I think Godwin already went. I see a lot of guys going. Let's see, running back. I see Kareem Hunt, Cordero Patterson, Devin Singletary. Where's Kareem Hunt? Yeah, and those guys are all. We're at the point where actually Cordero Patterson is ranked a lot higher than everyone else left. So you know what? Go ahead and unpause it. I'm going to go with the sheet here, and I'll take Cordero Patterson as my 4th running back and hope that doesn't burn me. Truth be told, I don't think he should be rated as high. There are some other guys I like better, but I'm going with the beer sheet, and we're trying to work that. Yeah, I like Matt Ryan this year too, Fatty. I 100% agree with that. And we look at Evan's team here. He waited on quarterback early, but he got Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara in the third, and Aaron Jones. That running back core is sick, and he's got Justin Herbert, who should be an MVP candidate this year. Like that team is like built itself to win a Super Bowl. And you got Darren Waller, so you got an elite tight end. You got Marquise Brown, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, Matt Ryan, Kareem Hunt. Like he got some great upside receivers too, because you can wait on a wide receiver this year, and especially in PPR. And at that depth, no, I love what he's doing. Oh, where was Melvin Gordon rated on the sheet? Did I mess up here?
Melvin Gordon is low among analysts, so he's going to show
Yeah,
up
and
low
he's
in the
also
sheet.
low on this thing, which I don't agree with. I think he's one of the most criminally undervalued players.
He's one of my
of
five to
guys.
score darlings for
Yeah.
2022.
So at this point, I'm just leaving the sheet here, and I'm just going to start taking my guys. I'm taking Alan Lazard because I don't know where he was rated on that sheet, but I think he's probably not rated high enough for my tastes. And I want another receiver. And I think he's the number one target in Green Bay. Like that's the biggest thing. That the most important thing you can learn about Beersheets is it's a tool to help you maximize getting the guys you want. That's how you have to look at it. If you don't think a guy's going to come back to you and the sheet's kind of telling you they're not going to get to you, and you like him better than someone who's rated higher, get your guy. Always get your guy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's
That
the
was the key
biggest
to
rule of
me
fantasy
figuring out,
football.
because when we would do snake drafts after salary caps, I would know what I was doing. And the key was me being like, you know what? I don't care what this list says. I like this guy that way down the list. Let me scroll down. And after that, my
Yeah.
teams have been way more satisfying to look at the end product for.
All right, and you know what? I'm just gonna take a reach here. I'm taking Cole Kmet because I want someone to stack with Justin Fields, and unfortunately, because Bateman went, I don't think I'm gonna get that with Lamar Jackson. But I will deal with that. Actually, maybe I won't have to deal with that. Let's see. Is there anyone? Nah, yeah, I will have to deal with that. But who cares? You can't always get what you want. But if you try some time,
You get
you'll
Baker Mayfield.
and I like that you're taking a third quarterback,
Oh, yeah.
try to get someone with a little bit of upside. I'm curious, where did Trevor Lawrence go? Okay, I like it. Oh, with Tua, and then you got, team 8. Well, never mind. I don't care about that team because
I
it's
am
a bot
programmed
and
to
it's
draft
doing stupid
poorly.
things. And let's see how this is going here. So we got Derek Carr, and who did Fatty just take? He just took Davis Mills as a third quarterback. I can respect that. One thing I'm noticing is, interesting enough, like in a 2 QB league too, you should be getting a third quarterback, and you'll look at it the value chart. Like a lot of the guys who are still available are the only guys right now left with positive rankings are those guys. So
What does that mean, positive ranking?
I mean, like you look at the value rankings. Let's see. Let's look at some of the quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill is 4.6. Zach Wilson is a. Where is Zach Wilson here? Zach Wilson not on the sheet, really? Oh, he's a 3.0. And I'm just going to take the best valued quarterback left as my backup in Ryan Tannehill. I think he's a decent, safe guy, and I like him pairing him with the upside of a Justin Fields instead of taking. And I could have gone 2 upside guys with Zach Wilson there, who's another guy I like. And I'm feeling pretty damn good. I got like a backup tight end, which I don't always get, but because TJ Hawkinson's in my third tier, I like to take another flyer on a tight end to go with it, just because it makes me feel a little bit safer about what I'm doing. So we're looking at let's look at some of these teams now. I want to really like do a breakdown here. We're gonna start with Fatty. Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr. I love that start. Tyreek Hill, I don't care for, but like I said, get your guy. It doesn't matter how I feel about a player. You're not talking to some NFL expert. They're not going to look at your team and start making fun of you. Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Guess what? We're all fucking wrong. Every expert is wrong at least half the time. They're going to pretend like they're not, but they are. I do a lot of work, but I'm still going to. There's things that will happen. You can only control like so much. So just get your guy. Get the guy that makes you feel warm and fuzzy, because it feels better winning with your guy. Now we're going with Brees Hall, who I love. Ramondre Stevenson, like I waited too long on that, and I love him, but like I can't fault it. I'm on Ross St. Brown. I'm really starting to come around on because he's been shown really hard. I was worried about like how he's going to be in the second half when Jameson Williams comes back from his ACL. But really, I'm on Ross St. Brown killing it. And he killed it at the end of last season. And the fact that he's picking up where he left off makes me like him a lot more.
You're
Thank
on
you for
the
pausing.
clock.
Yeah, I saw that you did that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish through Fatty's team. And then I'm going to do my pick here. So we got Ramondre, Gabe Davis, Damian Pierce, Elijah Moore, Brian Robinson, Davis Mills, Hunter Henry. I love everything about that. And it doesn't surprise me because Fatty is, like Evan said, one of the smartest fantasy football guys that he knows. So now I'm just looking at who's left and what I want here. Because there's not a lot left here. Oh, I know what I want. Go ahead and unpause it. The fact that Darrell Henderson fell this far is unbelievable to me. Because there's a good chance I don't believe in Cam Akers. The Achilles tear, I've yet to see someone come back healthy from that. So in my head, why would I take the risk? So now, that's a solid ass team. I'm gonna actually go with Tebow fan now because his team is complete. So we're gonna go do a little bit of a breakdown here. Tebow fan, we got Austin Eckler, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady. I like that stack. I hope that although Tom Brady did just get his ass beat by Antonio Brown yesterday in a grudge match, there was an opening for our what was that, Evan? Actually, I feel like you should describe it better.
Good person slobber knocker.
The Good Person Slobber Knocker League. We raised $500 for charity for that one. It's going to be fantastic. I love it. We got Devontae Adams, T. Higgins. He's your wide receiver 1 and 2. I can't fault it. I think Devontae Adams is getting criminally underrated here this year. Josh Jacobs is your RB2. There's a lot of polarity with polarizing ideas when it comes to Josh Jacobs. I like him this year. I think there's a lot going for him. He's got first-round draft pedigree. He's in a contract year that they didn't sign him, which means that McDaniels will run him into the ground. And I was actually having this conversation with someone because they're like, they think that Josh McDaniels. I thought, Joey BK in our Discord was telling someone that Josh Jacobs, he thinks that McDaniels is going to be using a lot more of a committee like he did in New England. My counterpoint to that is the 3 years he's been on his own as an offensive coordinator in St. Louis once and now the Los Angeles Rams, and 2 years as a head coach. His running backs had over 200 touches or more. 1 year, almost 300 touches. His lead back at it. And granted, this is about almost ago, so that might change because the NFL's changed that way. But I don't think there's evidence. I think there's evidence to say it could go either way. See them just running Jacobs into the ground because they don't plan on re-signing him because they don't value running backs. Now we go back here. We look at Mike Williams, Allen Robinson. Man, that wide receiver core, I love it so much. Zach Ertz, nice get it tight end. You win a little late, but the way you filled your team, I don't hate it. And then you're going in with Tony Pollard to fill that up. I love it. Tony Pollard's a nice third running back option. He's got some value. James Cook's an upside guy. Hunter Renfro's a nice floor guy. You want to mix those up on your bench just to see. Jared Goff is your third quarterback. I like Jared Goff as his third quarterback this year because I do think that Detroit's going to make a leap. And then Marquez Valdes-Scantling, we already know how I feel about him. I took him in the last draft. Now we're looking at Phil Abrams here. Phil Abrams' team is, what are we doing here? We're looking at Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Swift, Trey Lance. I like that as much as I want to grab. You want to get a top 5 quarterback, but here's the thing you got to also remember. Trey Lance is definitely in that conversation of being able to finish top 5. He's got that rushing ability. He's got some great weapons in Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, and he's on a really competent, well-coached team with a great defense. So getting him into 4th round and potentially having that upside for your second quarterback, not bad at all. Justin Jefferson is my wide receiver 1, one of the best receivers in football. I mean, if you've been paying attention to me for the last 2 years, you know that I love some DeAndre Swift. I have a huge man crush on him. I think he's electric. Hard Knocks is showing everyone just how good he can be. So that first, and Keenan Allen is your wide receiver too. He's just a safe. Keenan Allen is nice because he's a floor guy and a ceiling guy. He's going to get you a lot of yards, and he's on a high-powered offense and a team that's looking to win a Super Bowl. I love that pick. Travis Etienne. Terry McLaurin. I can keep going on. Goddard that late is nice because he's got some upside. I've told you I think he has some risk. But truth be told, if he had fallen to me instead of TJ Hawkinson, I would have taken him there. So you got him in a great spot. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's probably the number 1 candidate to benefit from the switch to Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill leaving. I love it. Miles Sanders is the RB1 in the Eagles, who people think are going to take a nice leap, and he's giving you a little bit of floor at running back to go along with the ceilings of Swift and Etienne. Devin Singletary, same thing. Michael Carter, I think, is a nice upside guy too. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on how good he was last year and assuming Brees Hall is just going to run and charging. And I think in New York, that could be much more of a committee than we think. Daniel Jones is your third quarterback. I mean, honestly, I don't know that you had that many better options at that point, and he's got some rushing upside. So yeah, I'll take it. And Kadarius Toney's an upside guy. Phil Abrams, another really strong team. Let's look at Lesgo, who's got the best start as far as I can tell. But you got Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Dalvin Cook, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans. That's just killer. Dalton Schultz, where I fucked up and I probably should have taken him. But you know what? I'll allow it, man. It's cool. I like it that you capitalized on me being dumb. AJ Dillon, in the seventh there, actually, I'm trying to think of who else was available. Yeah, no, I can't fault that at all. Like AJ Dillon is you taking him right at the right spot. Your valuation's perfect. Darnell Mooney and Michael Thomas, too, to go along with Deebo Samuel and Mike Evans. That is a great wide receiving core. Jameis Winston. That's the thing about 10-man leagues. You always kind of feel good about your team, I think. It's hard to not love your team unless you really fucked it up. Jameis Winston is your third quarterback. I mean, he's going to get you 30 points some weeks. He'll get you -3 a couple others. But honestly, you're only starting him in buys, and you hope that matches up well. Rashad Penny, I don't really care for, honestly. I really want no shares of him. But this is about getting your guy. Sky Moore is an upside guy. Chris Olave, I think, is a guy who's criminally underrated. James Robinson with your last pick, it's fine. There's a lot of upside value there. I don't want an Achilles guy. Like, as much as I shit on Cam Akers at his ADP, James Robinson and his ADP, not as bad. I think there's a lot of value for a guy who could get looks. I don't think he's going to be fantasy relevant. I'm kind of fading him, but I'm not going to fault you for using your last pick on him. I think it's a solid draft strategy for building your team. Evan decided to punt on his second quarterback, but he made up for it by getting some great running backs. We got Justin Herbert, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones. That is the best running back core that we have here. I wish I had that core. Like I like my first two picks a little bit better, but the difference between Aaron Jones and James Conner for me makes me edge it out towards Evan. So I love that. Darren Waller, you got an elite tight end. I really wanted to get one of those top 6 guys, and I didn't, and I'm sad. But it's okay. Marquise Brown, we know he's your number 1 wide receiver. Is Cortland Sutton your number 2 wide receiver this year?
In terms of the guys, I think they're going to make the biggest leap. Yep.
Yeah. So Evan just got his number 1 and number 2 breakout wide receiver while building his team. So he is very happy with what he's done. Godwin is a guy who's coming from an ACL, but also like when he's healthy, he's a really good receiver. So I love him as your third receiver. Then you got Matt Ryan as your second quarterback, who is people are blaming him a lot for just how bad it went. And going to a Colts team that has everything he needs around him, Matt Ryan should end up as a low-end QB1. So I love that pick. Kareem Hunt, great value there. Melvin Gordon, also great value. Baker Mayfield is your third quarterback. He's going on a team that's not the Cleveland Browns, so that should definitely help him. Although it is the Carolina Panthers, so that should hurt him. We'll see. It's your third quarterback, but he's an upside guy who's got a chip on his shoulder. I kind of like that, and he's playing to get paid. And I'm a big proponent on playing for a guy who gets paid. Alexander Madison, I like it because you're getting someone else's handcuff. But if Cook goes down in the first couple of weeks, which is definitely in the range of outcomes for him, we've seen it. He doesn't play every game. You got a legit RB1, so that's a nice pickup. And Rondell Moore, we all know, is a guy I love, so that's a nice pickup. Now we're going to Viking of boys: Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Matt Stafford. I mean, you got the QB1 the last 2 years in a row. Matt Stafford just won a Super Bowl, and he just added Allen Robinson to that receiving core. I love it. He was also Matt Stafford, I think, was like a QB 6 or 7 last year. So that's a good pickup. You got Jamar Chase too, who, I mean, he's a top 3 wide receiver for me. I love him to death. Leonard Fournette, I'm not a big fan of, but really with the running backs that were left for you, you didn't have a lot of options, and he is like the last of the true workhorses left. Maybe James Conner was another one of them, but to me, they're the same guy, basically. You're fine. Then you got George Kittle, great pickup. Deontay Johnson, solid pick. J.K. Dobbins at that value over there too for your RB2 in an offense that runs more than anyone in football. Brandon Cooks is your third wide receiver. That guy is just I mean, you could set your clock to how he's going to perform. Doesn't matter what team he's been on. He's always been 1,000 yard guy with like 6 touchdowns. So you're fine. Rashad Bateman is my favorite breakout player this year. I'm sad I wanted to get him there. I wanted Bateman or Thomas with my next pick. I will settle for DeAndre Hopkins with how I got it. So it was cool. Chase Edmonds he's got some great PPR value and he's got some upside and he could straight up end up winning that job in Miami and vastly outperform his ADP. He's a great flyer at his draft position right now. Brandon Ayuk's another guy who could break out. I worry about him being the third target, but at the same time, like I got no problem with it because he's got draft pedigree too. Christian Kirk's another guy who they paid him a lot of money, so they're probably going to feed him the ball. Nice late round flyer. Robert Woods, I'm kind of low on, especially coming off that ACL. But at the same time, second to last pick, he's a guy who's consistently producing fantasy. He's a decent floor guy. I don't hate it. Mariota, late round QB3 flyer, should have some rushing upside. I dig it. And honestly, the odds of you needing him outside of a bye week are low. I think I already did Fatty's team, right? No, well, he just added Austin Hooper to go with Hunter Henry. I like the double pairing for two upside tight ends because he had punted the position completely. Um, Solid move. And finally, we're to look at my team: Lamar Jackson, Derek, Justin Fields, Saquon Barkley, James Conner, Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, TJ Hawkinson, DeAndre Hopkins, Cordero Patterson, Alan Lazard, Cole Kmet, Ryan Tannehill, Daryl Henderson. Solid team. I like my team a lot. If I had to rank the two best teams here, I'm going to give it to Let's Go and Tebow Fan. I think they really capitalized on getting a top tier and top quarterbacks right away. They got elite wide receivers to go along with it, and they got solid builds here. Tebow Fan's wide receiver core is great. I'll probably give the edge to Lesgo because he got Dalton Schultz, which I think will give him a nice positional advantage. And these are all really nice teams. Like which I said, you should like your team in a 10-man draft. If you don't, you did something horribly, horribly wrong. And I think on that note, I think we're going to take like a nice 10-minute break here. And then we're going to get into the last of our beer sheet, which is going to be a 10-man salary cap league. Evan will post the link in a second, and then we're going to go on break. Does that sound good to you, man?
Perfect. The link has been posted. I'm going to post it in the salary cap channel, and I'm going to add the actionary rule.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going on break. Hey, thank you guys for participating. We really appreciate it. If you're new to the Twitch stream and you're enjoying some of this content, please, if you got Amazon Prime, please give us a sub. It helps us keep producing some of this content for you. We're here to make your fantasy football life easier. There's some links to the Discord that Evan will happily post. If you ever need advice, we're always here. We have an active community with a lot of people who are very knowledgeable.
Vivra, thank you for the Prime subscription. You just took $2.50 out of Jeff Bezos' pocket. Nice job. That's just the most satisfying win ever. Link posted in our Discord. And let's see. Good. Oh, good. People are hopping into the draft. All right, I need to take a break because, oh my God, it's crazy hard over here producing the show. I'm lucky to have somebody like Waleed who can just provide entertainment while I'm clicking around trying to fix this thing that secretly broke. All right, I'll see you soon.
And I am back. And hey, thank you, Vivrad. We appreciate the subscription, man.
Oh, you know what
All
I
right,
should do
so we
next
got
time?
we
Is I need to put on
we got
like the Tom Brady versus Antonio Brown fight, so people have something to watch while we're breaking. What'd you say?
oh, we got four spots to fill. I thanks Vivrad for subscribing. Very much appreciated. And what'd you say?
Next time we take a break, I should show a clip from like the slobber
Oh,
knocker.
I'm frozen.
No, I fixed that.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah, man. Football absurdity for the win. I agree with that. We are winners, like consistently. Especially like last year, I love that we for our experts league, Evan's been telling me for months that like I won it and I was just convinced I did not win it. And then like he posted a message of me talking about winning the league. Because that league is so damn hard. Like 14-man Superflex salary cap draft.
I raised it to
This
PPR.
year,
I raised it to full
yeah.
PPR this year to make it even harder.
And you did tight end premium too, right?
Let me go in right now and do that.
Yeah. Yeah, add that extra half. Oh, maybe if it's full PPR, add an extra. Should we go 1 point or 2 points for our like an extra point or extra half point for the tight end premium?
I don't know. I've never ever done a Italian premium league. I must admit.
Well, usually I think it's like an extra half. I think it's usually like double what the actual thing is. So I say add an extra point to it. Let's just go full chaos. And like these are all fantasy football. These are guys who do consistent research, who are salary cap mavens. Like Evan is like one of the best salary cap. Not one of. He's the best salary cap mind out there. There are a lot of guys who will put out an article a couple times acting like they know what the hell they're doing. They ain't got shit on Evan. The amount of work he puts into this is fantastic. Like,
I got a new trick I'm going to demonstrate today. Or actually, it's an old trick, but I found a new way to figure it out easier. Figure out
yeah,
what a wide receiver market crash is going to happen. Yahoo, and I
yeah.
believe Fatty told me this a while ago. Yahoo does not let me do tight end premium. We need to migrate to Drafty.
What was that?
Yahoo does not do tight end premium.
Really?
We need to migrate to Drafty.
I could swear that you should be able to. I was about to change my work league. I want to look at the settings for my work league now to see what's going on. Let's see if our last person has joined into my work league. They have not. I kind of suspected they were not going to. Let me see. Let me go to the commissioner tools. I feel like there has to be a way to change your settings. I'm sure I've done tight end premium in. You see. No, scoring settings is what I'm looking for. Okay. I'm trying to go fractional points. Yes. Passing, receiving. Oh, it doesn't let you. Yeah. God damn that. I kind of, yeah, maybe we should do that. I don't know. We could maybe, or just worry about it next year.
We need at least 2 more people to join this draft room so the bots don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Let me post it on. Let me post in general chat clown stuff.
You said 2 more people?
At least.
Oh, because, yeah, I see what you're saying. And who was, and you did the auctioneer thing, right?
Yep, and now I'm posting in general.
Yeah.
We might just shift to Yahoo if we need to. Well, we'll see. Wife home? I can't even tell. Annie, are you home? She is not. Okay.
Yeah, we can also just try to switch to Yahoo, I guess. But frankly, I want a pass button. And
Yep.
yeah, who was the guy who just joined for auctioneer? Is he in here? What was his name?
Started with an H. I added him to
Yeah.
auctioneer role.
Okay. And he said he was going to try to make it if he could.
Yeah, we're up to all right. Joey, thank you, Joe, for coming on in.
Oh,
Appreciate that.
Joey!
Welcome, Joe. Haven't had Hazy's
Oh,
in there. Thank you,
Edmundio.
Hazy.
All right, good.
Haven't had a good draft with Joey in a while. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, like the big thing, because this is, I know you're looking at the Superflex stuff. The difference, like, this is not going to be a Superflex salary cap, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, let's
But
talk
I'll
about
say,
that.
although it change is the values that you would put a lot on running backs should also be applied to top tier quarterbacks. Is basically how that breakdown works.
And we're seeing the wide receiver market crash sooner than ever because there's that much more out of the pot. So you want to wait on wide receiver. And we're noticing that more often than not, the running back market crashes at about running back 18. So you might want to wait there, you know? How many teams
I 100% agree.
How many teams in your league, Emma Hazy? I forget if you said.
Yeah, I thought he said it was a 12-man, but I don't remember.
So too, but I get so many questions thrown at me these weeks that I don't know. Who else? Let me.
We'll either have 10 or 12. I mean, yeah, that makes it easier too. Like if it's 10, I mean, my big strategy for 10 and 12 man is I'm getting a top 3 tight end and I'm getting 2 top 5 quarterbacks and I'll figure out the rest later. Especially at wide receiver with the market crash, I have so many mid round guys. And can you put? I guess, do you have a command like you do in a Discord for Twitch to pull up your like top 15 list for guys that you can get for under $10?
I'll pull it up in Twitch and I'll just copy paste it. I mean, I'll pull it up in Discord.
Yeah, like if you look at that list, these are all guys you can end up getting for $10, under $10 based on how the market crashes. So if you're just smart, you get a whole bunch of high upside guys, and you'll be fine. Like I said before, too, the difference between like the wide receiver 9 and the wide receiver 30 last year was like 175 yards. That's negligible, and obviously receptions and touchdowns make a difference. Some guys get more receptions, but touchdown is has such variance from year to year that it's not a good metric. Like elite guys are probably going to have a more likely chance of keeping it consistent. But really, it's all about just like getting that elite tight end, getting those elite quarterbacks gives me such an edge. I can find value at running back. I can find value at wide receiver. I'm making so much extra points in those other positions that I'm going to be fine. And you'll still be able to get you should be able to still get a good running back even after getting those guys.
Yeah, these are the ones I've watched the most tape on, except I will take out Russell Gage with the Julio signing and the Godwin news. These are the ones I've watched tape. I've watched tape on all these guys because the wide receiver crash is the key to all of my auction strategies, all my salary cap strategies. So, these are the ones where I think they have the highest chance of making the breakout. And my goal is to get 4 of them for around $30, so I can just have a window of guys, and maybe one of them is the Cooper Cup. You know.
Yep. Is Peaky in here?
Peaky's prepping. Oh yeah. Peaky's complaining that he hasn't prepped and he hasn't auction draft in 3 hours. So get in here.
Oh, it's not going to help you? Okay, you can't do a 10-man. Hey, you got to do your work. It's about winning your league. Like in the words of Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice here? No.
What's going on? Do we have? Just need one more. If you're listening in Discord, there's more people watching the Twitch than there are in this draft, so I don't understand why they're not hopping. There we go. School, thank you very much for hopping in. 2 spots left. We'll give it. How much more time should we give it, Wally?
The fact that we are at 8 right now, I figure like, you know what? Let's give it 5 more minutes and then we're just going to launch regardless. And hopefully this will work out. But I'd like to get that.
So the new thing I'm going to be doing here, for those of you who don't follow barbecue strategy, it's this repeatable strategy. Well, now let's back up. Even without barbecue strategy, the key to my drafting is the wide receiver market crashes 9 times out of 10, where wide receiver twos start going for under 50% of listed value. Now, I've studied this and studied this and studied this, and I've derived a system for figuring out if the market is going to crash, because although it doesn't crash 1 out of 10 times, if I'm stuck holding the bag with no wide receivers and it doesn't crash, you're screwed. But also where I can predict it.
Oh, we just lost that guy.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Well, maybe I should stop talking about my strategy. It's making people leave.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding. So what I've done is I've realized if the top 15 players go for in each position, the first 15 nominees go for about $5 to $10 on average over listed price. Then because listed price adds up to 2,000 for these sites, not for your rankings, but for these sites, because of that closed system economy,
Yeah.
if it averages 5 to 10 over, the wide receiver market will crash right around the middle of the wide receiver two round. So wide receiver 15 for 10 teams, wide receiver 18 for 12 teams. Now, if it goes for 10 or more, it's going to crash earlier. And if it's going on an average of 5 or less, you might want to assume there might not be a crash. It's that 1 out of 10, and get affordable wide receivers for an affordable price. Get your wide receiver one for 30 early. Now, I realize that most people can't do averages in their head because they're not a super weirdo like I am. So I realized we can use the old card counting strategy. Instead of trying to figure out the average is 5 to 10 for the first 15 players, I just take $5 times 15, $75. If there have been $75 more bid on those 15 players, then we're 5 over. So every time a player is rostered, I take their price and I add or subtract based on whether they went under or over listed. And then after 15 players, if the number in my head is over $75, I can confidently wait for that market to crash before getting one, or for me, any of my wide receivers. School is back.
All right.
School is
School
back
or Skull? Skull is actually how you
Skull.
say
You're
it.
right.
You gotta say his name right.
You're right.
Goal.
I wonder if he knows Eric. Eric made everybody shout. Eric was the officiant at my wedding, and Viking of voice, and he made everyone shout "Skull" multiple times because he had the microphone and they had to.
All right, so I think we're just gonna give it 30 more seconds here, and then we're just gonna get started here because we want to get this thing going. And so one of the things that I want to kind of point out here too, because we're doing barbecue strategy, but we got Beersheets going too, and a lot of Beersheets is a lot more linear for snake drafts than it is for salary cap drafts, and you need to be aware of the differences because the price points that they're giving you, a lot of these guys you're just not going to get at these prices, and you have to be aware of that. And understanding that a lot of money that you're going to make early compared to late, it puts some money top heavy, and it puts a lot of them. It automatically adjusts based to the projections. But the thing is, unlike a snake draft, we lost Skull again. What is going on here?
They just want to come in and go Skull.
Huh?
I think can public people join these leagues? I wonder if he's a public person who's frustrated because they're not watching the Twitch and they think, why aren't they launching it?
Yeah, is this a public thing? I don't know. How would they find us? Would be the question.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, next time we come in, I'm firing it.
Yeah, I think that's the way. Let's give him a minute to come back. I feel like Skull wants to join us. I also saw I want to see Toucan, I see you Let
me
Oh, who's old millennial?
I don't know. A lot of new people came around this way.
Yeah.
Which is good. That happens to be closer and closer to the season. We just added a few of the regulars. See if they can get in here. And I love this. When someone comes into, this is MK Trade, someone comes in a salary cap room, starts talking about how their league's ESPN. That's the best. ESPN has completely given up on properly valuing people in salary cap drafts. Chubb is still listed for under 30. AJ Dillon is 4. But So you can use those advantages, and make and the person who's coming here actually wants to be able to compare those trades, those listings to the rest of the industry listings to see where it is, uh, and really abuse those draft rankings, which is great.
Yeah,
It's always
actually, I
good.
would say is it 10 man or 12 man? Like, why don't you should post your rankings? Like, I'm kind of curious, like where it's coming. Yeah, because it's that's snake bat because Big Phil's posting something that's snake based.
Hold on.
Sorry, guys, we're gonna start lunch in a second, but I want to help.
Let's see. Oh yeah, and we should talk
Yeah,
strategy here.
yeah, for average values here. So, I was gonna say Evan. I'm trying to look at Evan has salary cap data for average values here. Yeah, where's Shane? We need. I want to point out what was I gonna say here? Is his 10 or 12 man? That's what I was gonna say.
If you hit
Yeah,
exclamation point 10,
yeah, I want to say.
but it's for Yahoo. This person specifically wants ESPN
Yeah, but who cares about ESPN rankings? They're like,
because
this is.
they're in ESPN and they want to know how to exploit the ESPN's given up and phoned in the rankings this year.
Well, I would think. Look, people are
Hank
actually
Hill's
going
in.
in Yahoo leagues will tell you.
Hank Hill's in. Should I fire?
Yeah, let's go. I
All
think
right.
let's just go.
So how are you using your beer sheet?
So, like, here's the thing that you have to realize too. So, this is a closed market based on like expected like value production here. So, we're looking at like Josh Allen's value 48. It's actually far off from what he's going for. And I guess, but Mahomes, Herbert, Lamar Jackson, a lot of the time the market's dropping off on these guys too. One thing I find fascinating here, like, is Cooper Cup for 62 actually sounds about right. Justin Jefferson for $53, you will never get him at that price. He's going for $60 regularly. Debo for 40, that sounds about right. Devontae Adams is going for about 50 though a lot of the time. Stephon Diggs is going for about 50. CD Lamb's going for about 40. Jamar Chase is going for about 55 to 60. Jonathan Taylor at 89 is really interesting to me because that is not like a price I have seen him go for. 78 is still kind of crazy. 77 is interesting. I have not seen him go for more for this much ever, so I find that fascinating.
Yeah,
Um,
Josh, something's broken on your end. If there's sorting or something, I just give the big old refresh when that happens
yeah,
to me, Sleeper. Sometimes Sleeper just borks.
yeah, it does. And I'm looking at this like Christian McCaffrey for 63. That's actually about right. Austin Eckler for 58. I've seen it. That's where the values are going. Derrick Henry for 71. I've never seen him go for more than 65. So the top end is kind of like weird. But here's where like if you're looking at these values on a salary cap and expecting it to work out that way, people are naturally conservative. So like Leonard Fournette for 36 actually is probably more simple. Najee Harris uh, is going for $55 regularly. Alvin Kamara for 41 has kind of been true, but that number's been going up. But like if Saquon Barkley are not going for 34, they're going for 50. And if you're looking for always getting a value, Javonte Williams is going regularly for 40. If you look at the values on 10 mans, the middle, like the top end guys might go like the top tier guys like Cooper Cup, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Allen might go for about that amount. But everyone else, the values fluctuate. Some people don't value quarterbacks. So those quarterbacks like and Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray tier are not going to go for that value. And it's understanding how to like, but also at the same time, you have to understand that what the beer sheet is doing is it's telling you like it's basing it on the projected points. So if you think you're going to hit or exceed that value, then don't be afraid to spend more to get those guys. Like because there will all the more money that's spent, it's a closed market and everyone only has a limited amount of money and there will be a crash because people are not robots, they're not just looking at you and going in there, so you have to be adaptable and understand where you're getting value, where you're not. I don't see that. Yeah, yeah. Like Evan just said, just refresh it and it should be fine.
So far, I haven't done my system yet, but let me just
Yeah,
do it. Show drafted. Jonathan Taylor for 77. He went for 77. That's a plus zero. Austin Eckler for 65. He was listed
yeah,
at 58. I'm at plus seven after two people. Cooper Cup for
yeah,
59. He was listed at 59, so I'm at plus seven after three guys. So I'm not quite to the five average, which means this market might be cool, and which happens when you have actual people, and we might not have a market crash, in which case I need to go
yeah,
in on a $30 wide receiver. But we'll see. We'll
yeah.
see.
And especially because like we got a lot of people here who do understand the valuation chart. So it's all about being adaptable and understanding how money is being spent and being able to adapt to it. Like you could like you should have two guys. You should have about $100 to $110 that you're willing to drop right off the bat to get two of your favorite guys. They might go for a little bit more. They might go for a little bit less. And you don't just want two guys because if enough people like your guys, they're going to go for a lot. And you have to understand where it's at you value down the road on your team. If you're happy, you can set up your team so that you're only getting what's the word I'm thinking of here? Sorry, I was nominating. I didn't want to slow it down. Um, so if you're happy just having no bench and going $1 guys and sacrificing that, you can put more money into your starting lineup. If you want to be able to build a more well-rounded team, you might have to sacrifice value later. It's knowing where you can find like value exploits. Like we're looking, Jonathan Taylor for 77 is too much. 53 for Najee Harris. Actually, I think I wasn't paying attention because I would not have let that happen. He goes for about 55, and I like him a lot. 65 for Eckler seems like it's kind of a lot too right now. Leonard Fournette for 41. That's actually it's a little bit more than what I've been seeing. $50 for Chase too. Like it looks like guys are actually going for a little bit lower than they normally would go for.
They are.
Which means that, like
They
as
are.
Evan said, you're not going to necessarily see a crash. The other thing too is I'm seeing like really good players getting nominated. Why would you do that? Like get dead money if you like a guy, and if you don't like Austin Eckler or Jonathan Taylor or Cooper Kupp or Jamar Chase, I think you aren't watching football. You want people to put bad money into the pot. That should be your goal. And if you don't like it, so take out the players that you know people are going to like that you don't like and get them to spend that money. Like right now, Tyreek Hill's a guy I like nominating because I don't necessarily like him at his price because I think the change in scenery plus the fact that he's always been a volatile player, like where he will have monster weeks and then he'll have weeks where he doesn't do anything. And I don't necessarily like having those guys.
So right now,
I
I'm not
pass
done
on a
collecting.
guy. Don't be afraid to use that pass button
Right
as
now, I'm not done collecting data. Yeah, use the pass button, people. It
yeah,
doesn't work now, but it'll work later. I'm not seeing evidence, the usual evidence of market crash. One, 2,
yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So instead of crashing around Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, I think it'll crash more towards Cooks, Godwin, Thomas, if at all, because a lot of these people are football absurdity guys, and we know our wide receiver twos. So I can't
yeah.
count on getting a steal, which is the crux of most of my winning draft strategies. So I need to
Yeah.
pivot to just getting guys for affordable prices and then seeing where it all comes out in the end.
And that's it. Like thing too is also I don't know if you noticed, like it was going from like $15, like $1 to 2 to 3. Like if you have a good idea of where value is going, just put it up. Like I put it up for 40 just to get that money going because I'm not going to let him go for that cheap. And Christian McCaffrey just went for what $67? Really? Ooh, that was a nice little jump in, but it's not necessarily a crazy price. Nor it's like I think Evan's right. I don't feel a crash coming, but that might change later because I'm letting some of this money out of the pot at reasonable prices. But as the market shifts and people start like going away, that might not be the case. So yeah, I'm not playing this game. Justin Jefferson, I don't think he'll go for under 50. If he does, that's great. Yep. And what did I
As you
say?
said
Like,
that, as you said that.
yeah, because the Viking of voice, Mr. Eric Bra, who is a regular member for our Thursday Night Farce Ball, he does the play-by-play, and He does a play-by-play for the game and for my heart. Unless we're talking about Airbud goes to Washington, in which case we will always be enemies. I don't know. But yeah, like I know he's going to go for 50. I know the people in here too. I'm not sticking around waiting for you guys to do your jump bids. We're not doing $6. Derrick Henry's going for $40. And if you let me get him for 40, that's fine. But we know it's not going to happen. So yeah, so far these prices are kind of in line with what they have been going with, which makes me feel like a crash isn't necessarily coming. But like, it'll be interesting. I think we need another probably another round to get a much better move.
I'm ready to call it.
Are you ready to call it?
Yeah.
You have a better feel for this than I do. So let's see what we're going here. Ooh.
Where the hell is that clip of Eric doing an impression of Christopher Walken calling the game?
I don't know.
I know it exists. I've shared it.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm busy, honey. I love you. Cool. So we need you to change and put your stuff in the laundry room, and then in 20 minutes you go to grandma's. Here we go.
All right. So we got one round going in here. I like the Josh Allen nomination because he's going to go for a decent amount of money. He usually does. But I will not jump and push up a quarterback for any extra because quarterbacks will go for cheap sometimes. And if I can get a value at a quarterback, I will. $30 is too much, even though the beer sheet has $48. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 quarterbacks over here with a 22 value ranking or higher. And in 10-man, I don't need a backup quarterback, so I don't mind waiting to get value at quarterback because that money can go elsewhere. It's also about balancing your budget. You have to understand how much money you're allocating to certain positions. I don't want to spend more than $10 on a quarterback if I have to, but I will go a little bit higher if I think an elite quarterback is going for cheap. And there are a lot of elite quarterbacks. I don't know, but there's also a lot of upside quarterbacks. It's all about how you want to build your team and knowing how to value that.
Let's revisit this clip, can we?
Absolutely.
Infinite end zone and Christopher Walken.
50,
I need this
price.
in my life.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Here we go.
In calling it already.
We'll see who makes it next into the Halo. We'll see.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Yeah. I've been having some fun with 0 RB builds or hero RB builds and 10-man salary cap. And I feel like you can do some really fun things with that. Oh, you're auto drafting because you did not
nominate a guy.
Huh?
It's not letting me nominate a guy, so
that's because you took too long and it nominated Stephon
I went
Diggs.
in there. It's glitching. Huh? All right, let's hear
that's glitching.
A clip from Eric on Thursday Night Farce Ball. Every Thursday, we call the game starting in week 2.
I want the Halo Infinite end zone and Christopher Walken. I need this in my life. We'll see who makes it next into the Halo Infinite end zone. Here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Bucks, the Cowboys.
I have no idea if clips will go with it. I can't hear
it. Whoa. What's happening here?
You'll have to tell me when the clip is done, Evan, because I can't hear. It is done? Okay, cool. I didn't want to talk over it, but yeah.
Are we going to your mom's for dinner?
Yes, in about 20 minutes, take them to my mom's, please and thank you.
See, I love that. Like I was saying, I've been having some fun with 0 RB strategies because you can get Stephon Diggs. I got him for $42, and I see him go for under 50 a lot. And I think I understand why he's not in that Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp tier. But I don't think he's that far off, and I can get him for $15 cheaper. And as you just said, there's going to be a crash. So
how was it?
It was fun.
So why not go there? But you're looking at this right over here. This is what I was talking about with the beer sheet that you have to be aware of. Saquon's value is $34. but that's also based on the projected value. If you think he's going to be like a top 5 running back, you got to almost kind of look at the sheet and be like, okay, a top 5 running back's going for over 50. I want to get that money on him. I'm not going to spend $40 on him personally, because, well,
Or just let me
because
get
I'm
it.
not. Like, as much as I like, mainly because I feel like I've started a 0 RB build, and I kind of want, I don't know that he's the RB I'm going to build around. Although maybe he could be, because I think I want someone a little bit more steady in my 0 or my hero RB builds if I'm going to do it.
You know who's not in this draft? Fatty.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to Fatty? Well, he probably had things to do.
He probably did.
I think he's just ducking me. That's what it is. He knows.
He might have downloaded all the information he needs for 10 team by this point.
I would hope so. He's done a lot of them with us. Yeah. And Kelsey is like a guy I'll put money on to get an elite tight end, but also I always feel uncomfortable putting that much money into a tight end, like over $30, because I can't stream it, and like putting a quarter of your budget into a tight end it's I can never do it. My instinct is always to find value. The guy that I think no one else likes as much as I do, or a guy whose current price, even if they like him as much as I do, is still too low. Projected value will be. And like on this sheet, 10 man, Travis Kelsey's value is 45. That's actually right about where he's going, and 12 man. And really, he has been the best tight end in football for a very long time. So I cannot. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go, because you guys, like, I think I've beat this bandwagon enough that you guys are going to be on board with it and not like Akers. Like, I don't like Akers, but I still think he's going to go for some money.
He's going to go to a bot for single digits.
No, he won't, because someone's going to look at it and be like, he should go for more than that. See, what did just happen? Eric's like $20, and then the bot's going 20.
Eric's just beating the bot around like a cat with a mouse.
And that could be it.
Or maybe he likes Akers.
Yeah.
We're not.
I mean, maybe he thinks that you can get Akers for a discount too, but I don't want the Achilles guy. And you just knocked out that bot, so now we don't have any bots getting in the way. And the bots, like, I will say this: the bots didn't go too crazy. It got Cooper Kupp at right about his value. Jonathan Taylor's a little bit much, but I've seen it. And Najee Harris for 53, yeah, that's reasonable. I've seen. I mean, yeah, all the prices for Team 2, I've seen them happen. So
yesterday, somebody in the Real Life Money League 12-teamer saw JT go for $89.
You know what? That person had a beer sheet, I think, because Jonathan Taylor's value is $89. I have not seen that, and I can't justify spending half of my budget on one player. $89 out of 200 is nuts.
He had the weakest numbers for a running back one finish in 7 years.
Yep. That's it. That's one of the things that like has me concerned. But I wonder if part of that was also because of just how bad Carson Wentz was. Like with Matt Ryan, does he actually show a little bit better because they have to respect that passing game a little more? I'm very curious about that. And here's like on this beer sheet, like actually Mark Andrews' value at 43, and Joey BK got Mark Andrews for 34. That's actually value, but it's also more about where I've seen him go. But based on his projected numbers, that's not a bad price. So we're looking at this over here, and we're going, and I'm looking at it right now to see how people have spent their money. It looks like everyone has gotten a player, which I like. It's usually a good sign. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with a max bid of over $100. A lot of people have one player, but not two. So we got to see how some of this money goes. And there's still a lot of elite guys left. So there's going to be a lot of money coming out of the pot. When everyone's right around $100 max bid is where you're going to start seeing if values can be had. But you have to maximize, and you have to be flexible. Salary cap leagues are so much more fun because I can get all of my guys if I'm willing to sacrifice bench depth, depending on how I rank them. And not all of my guys are the top-rated guys. Like, I'm not that high on Delvin Cook and Joe Mixon compared to everyone else. I'm not as high on Alvin Kamara. Honestly, not as high on Jonathan Taylor as a lot of people are because, yeah, he is the predicted RB1, but how many years has the RB1 honestly finished the RB1? It doesn't always happen. I feel like it maybe hits 50% of the time, maybe even less. I don't, and that's just me ballparking it. Like, here's a, let's see. Oh, actually, we'll see in a second because I want to actually be kind of paying attention to this draft. And I see Devontae Adams going, and I'm kind of curious what he's going to go for. Because Devontae Adams, I've seen the greatest fluctuation of value on. I've seen him go for 35, which I think is just criminally insane. I've seen him go for 55. So I'm really curious to see where this ends up going. And I always find it interesting to see if people are going to try price enforcing me because I do have a cutoff point on players. But I will say getting Devontae for under 40, I think, or under 50 makes me happy. And I guess I have now committed to zero RB builds because I think I got good value on Diggs and Devontae. And I still have $112 left and over half my budget. So I'm going to try to find a nice little value at running back right now. Like, it's so important to have different strategies, I think, in a salary cap league too, depending on how it goes. Because there are players like I like that always go for too much. But if like I said, Stephon Diggs for 42, I think he could be the wide receiver one this year. And I'm getting him for cheaper than anyone else. And that's a positional advantage when you have the best receiver in football. So if that's what I think is going to happen, getting him at a discounted price based on how salary caps are going, that's a no-brainer. And I want to like point out some stuff here too. When we look at like the guys for how you're spending your money too, who are the guys who were on the winning rosters the most last year? Cooper Kupp was on 14% of playoff rosters. Jonathan Taylor was on 13% of all playoff rosters. Ronald Jones on 13%. Debo Samuel on 13%. Amon-Ra St. Brown on 12%. You know what that's telling me? That is telling me that only one of those guys was drafted in the first round so far. Players in the most championship rosters. Amon-Ra St. Brown on 23% of rosters. He was a free agent. Cooper Kupp, 22%. Mark Andrews, 20. And Mark Andrews was not as highly rated last year as he was this year. He was like, what, tight end 5, tight end 6, depending on where it was. You can get him into 4th, 5th round. And getting that value. So understanding where values are is so important. It's all about projecting who's going to break out. Devontae Adams, 20%, but he was also, but he was a first round wide receiver, but he was a guy who was chalk. Like you drafted him to be the best receiver in football. He was one of them at least. Debo Samuel, 19% of rosters. Do you know, like, I think Debo was like a double digit round guy. Maybe not. Maybe he was 7th or 8th round. Now let's look at, hold on. I want to look at last year's sheet to see exactly where that was. You know what? Okay, so now that money's being spent, and I can see where I'm at relative to people, I like DeAndre Swift. I've already spent half my budget on 2 elite wide receivers, so I'm going to kind of let this pass. Let's see here. Where was my? Sorry, I want to pull up what was sent to me here because I want to give you a feel. Like we were looking at those guys, like the top tier players aren't on the championship rosters a lot, and that's something you have to be aware of when you're building your team.
Mike.
Sorry.
Okay.
Kevin sent me last year's salary cap values too, so I kind of want to do that breakdown of those guys in comparison. But it's taking me a second to load up here. Why is this not loading? My poor little laptop is doing way too much. And it's Evan's turn to nominate. So, you son of a bitch. And I like what Evan's doing here, too. He knows people like Javonte Williams, and he's already spent his money on Saquon and Alvin Kamara, so he's just trying to get money out of the pot. Does that sound about right, Evan?
Yup.
Yep, and that's a viable strategy. Understanding, like, it's important to know, like, sometimes you're not going to get a player, even if you like him a lot, like, once you've gotten some other players. Be aware. You have to be able to let guys go. I mean, you just have to. If you don't, it's going to hurt you later. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Yeah. This is going to be interesting, but yeah, I got to let him go. And now Evan's saying he's going for too cheap, and he's just changing. He's like, you know what? If I can get him at a discount, I don't even care.
Yeah, I would have liked to
Actually,
nominate a wide receiver that I don't have more because
yeah,
I don't like more. But my son, I need to do something with my son's center, so
yeah,
I just clicked on a guy.
that's fine. Yeah, like I'm kind of annoyed at you for doing that, but that's only because I would have liked to have gotten him around later a little bit cheaper when people spent money. But honestly, I don't know that I was going to get him. All right, so let's see what was sent to me here. So let's look at some of those guys that we're talking about, like Debo Samuel last year. The 2021 ranking sheet in it is what did he go for? He was a $1 player based on Beersheets last year. And he would have won you a league. Cooper Cup last year was a $12 player. He was the best receiver in football. Devon, $43 player based on those rankings. But that's okay. Like some guys are gonna meet their projections, but most first round guys don't seem to hit. Or at the very least they break even. You're not trying to break even in salary cap. You're trying to find value. You're trying to
Yep.
find the breakout guy. And if you're not doing that, you are doing it wrong. So hold on. I'm gonna go back to this in a second. Who was another guy who was on the roster today?
Leading off of what Waleed said, uh,
Yeah.
people in who come from snake drafts and the salary cap drafts, I think too much of their benches in terms of I need bench depth because your bench is made up of 13th rounders, 12th rounders, 11th rounders. Guys, you're like, I don't know, this maybe is a handcuff here, maybe if a few guys go down. But in salary cap, you can spend $3 or $4 on each bench player, which moves them up to like eighth or ninth rounders. So it's important to not think of it as depth, but more as a way to round out your team. Finding those breakout players and putting two or three of them on your bench, those breakout potentials, is a great way to ensure late season playoff pushes.
Yeah. So let's go back here. No, because I was in that battle and I wasn't going to lose my guy if I could help it. So Mark Andrews last year, what was his value in salary cap based on his beer sheet? Guy who was on a bunch of playoff rosters, $20. He won you leagues. You got that value. Like so far, the only guy who was like in the 40s, like Mark Andrews is the second highest rated like value. Amon Ross St. Brown was definitely a $1 player last year because I don't even see him on this list
Second
of
overall
guys that
fantasy
you
wide
could
receiver
draft.
in the last 6 weeks of the fantasy season last year.
Yep. Yeah, you got to find that value. Looking at the playoff guys, we talked about Cooper Cup. Most of the guys who won you leagues were the guys like you win your leagues in the middle rounds. I don't care what you say. Ronald Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Cup. Let's look at Jonathan Taylor's ranking actually last year. That's a good one to look at because he was what was his ranking? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. He was the ninth rated RB, $50. Not bad. Like, I mean, you spent money, but you had to be right. All of these other guys, though, didn't necessarily hit their projections. Like Nick Chubb probably did. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not sure that he did, but like these guys, a lot of these guys were chalk. You want the guy who outperforms. And let's see here. We're looking at this. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that anytime Shane is in one of these, I've noticed that he's the one who's pushing really hard at Kyle Pitts. Doesn't surprise me, but I have more money than him, so he can go fuck himself. That's what I'm saying. Yep, I'm going over on that, but I got value. Kyle Pitts is usually got to go for $25, but honestly, I got Stefon Diggs, who's a $50 player, and Devontae Adams, $50 player for under that. So I'm just putting that savings over there. Now I'm break even. I want a nice little running back, and I'll get some value later if I can. Like maybe I'll get a discount on Nick Chubb, but I doubt it because you guys are probably too smart for that.
Big Phil points
Nick
out
Chubb
last year
very
there was
undervalued, huh?
Big Phil points out a good point. Last year there were some problems with the wide receiver twos, like Allen Robinson, AJ Brown, Robert Woods, DJ Moore, all
Yeah,
underperformed. Yeah, This year, I think that it's going to flip that trend, but that is true.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that you have to do.
It's
Like
another
you have
reason
to
why you
like
don't.
it's about picking the right guys. Like because the reason AJ Brown was rated so high is because people were high on Tannehill. Tannehill's a guy who underperformed too. Really, like the most important thing is you have to be right about your guys.
It's another
Like if
reason
you're
why
not right,
I won't pay up for wide receiver twos. I'll wait for the market
yeah,
crash because if they're that unreliable, then
yeah.
let me use my money better elsewhere.
I appreciate that Josh has gotten better here at just going after guys.
Yeah.
Like he has more money than me. Like when I what did I tell Hank Hill? I'm like, no, I know that he wanted Kyle Pitts. He's always fighting me for him, but he can go fuck himself. Nick Chubb is the last of his tier. At this point, it's too much for me. When honestly, I don't know that that last one should have been, but he's so much better than everyone else left. I really wanted to try to get him, but at this point, I'm going to be sacrificing too many other positions, and I just have to let it go. I mean, I'm now fully committed to zero RB. I was trying to go hero RB, but I just couldn't make it happen, and that's okay. Like being able to veer is fine, but I'd rather have two upside guys that I like than one guy that I know is just a consistent workhorse.
And Archon 185, welcome to the chat. They point out most were around injuries or team injuries. Yep.
Yeah,
There's always
and that's the
random
thing to remember
stuff.
too. You can't, and that's why I think it's very important to be able to find as much mid round values in a salary cap. It's why I try to always have like some of the most money left, like on max bids. Like right now, I'm not doing as well on that. I think there's a max bid. I see one, two, three, four people, five people with more money than me. I like to be second or third on that, where I can find like those mid round values. Like I'm trying to get five guys who were going in the third to fifth round. If I can do that in a draft and they're my guys that I'm predicting, I'm feeling pretty damn good about that. So like you can't predict injuries, and there's so many things that happen in football. There's so much volatility. You want to have as many shares at upside as you can. I feel like that is the key to being successful at a salary cap, and that's basically what Evan's like wide receiver two strategy is. There's always breakout guys, and if you know how to peg those guys, like look for the traits that'll happen. Like I love second year, third year receivers. I like, and especially with good quarterbacks. I like guys in high powered offenses. I'm just looking for things where there could be some value. I gotta let him go. And like Enma, I'm glad that you like went on this because you were holding on to some money, and I would say that's one of the dangers. Like you got James Conner here, but you were letting a lot of people go. You got Kelsey for 42. Like your running back depth is going to hurt a little bit. You have the most money. You got to remember you can't take it with you. Like that is really important to be aware of.
Yeah, you can't. At some point, you got to ignore. People pay attention a little bit too much to the projected value, especially
Yeah,
coming from snake draft, where if you get below the average draft position, you did good. Or like
yeah,
somebody whose average draft position is higher, you did
yeah.
good. Here, it's like
It's
just get you guys.
it's about tiers and understanding what
Yeah.
those tiers are. If you have two guys that finish top five at their position on your roster, you're going to do really well. It doesn't really matter like how much you spend on them. If you get them for a discount, that's great. But if you have guys who projected as like RB1, wide receiver one, and they're the last of your tier, and you're just going for a bunch of guys that you like less because they're cheaper, it doesn't help you. Like it's the guys that perform a lot to outperform their ADP that win you leagues. Like right now, Debo Samuel 41, that's good. That's a decent price for that. I was wondering if he was going to go for a discount, but as Evan said, there isn't going to be a crash. These guys know not to overspend. We have the smartest room of salary cap drafters, and it's because it's like no one's better at salary cap than football absurdity. Because Evan Hoovler is obsessed with it, and his obsession like has like trickled down to the rest of us. I was always a salary cap guy. I've always preferred it, but I didn't have the. But I feel like Evan has just made me a lot better
I
at it.
got mad at myself because I wasn't making the playoffs. I didn't win a single game for 8 straight years in my big money league. And I'm like, I run a
Yeah,
fantasy football site. What is my problem? And so I sat down and just reviewed acres of data of what it took to make a playoff team that had a strong run in salary cap and derived everything from that and the wide receiver market crash.
yeah, yeah. I'm appreciating how this is going. Though people are being very balanced and judicious with their money. They're not overcommitting to guys, but they're still trying. But the guys that they want, they seem to be getting. Because let's look at Viking of Voice. Austin Eckler for 65, CeeDee Lamb, Debo Samuel. See, he succeeded at the hero RB strategy that I was going for. He got Eckler, but like I had to go zero RB. Evans just gone straight up and's got like the best running back core, and he got Patrick Mahomes, who could be the best quarterback in football for $15. You got Saquon, Kamara, Javante Williams. That's a high upside running back core, and might be my favorite one. Shane is going zero RB2. He's got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. That is like, yeah, he's got 2 to 3. Like you said, he's got 2 guys who could finish top 5 at their position. I love that build, and he's only spent half his money. So now he's going to shop for value. It's a build I like to do. Mine is not as highly ranked, but I did something similar with Diggs and Devontae, but Kyle Pitts. So I got an elite tight end to go with that. So I'm pretty happy. Now we're looking at another running back core. I don't like it as much as Evans, but it's not bad with Delvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott. Let's see here. Let's see. Tebow fan got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. I can't fault it. I can't fault it at all. I am not letting Mike Evans go for. Yeah, I'll let him go for 30, but I'm not letting him go like cheaper than that. That's too much of a discount. Mike Evans is. I mean, no one has been more consistent over their first like 7 seasons than Mike Evans. So for $30, that's a fucking steal. I love that so much. And you got that value because people are waiting for money to spend elsewhere. Like a lot of people have their guys, and that's awesome. Like there's not going to be a wide receiver market, wide receiver crash at the end, but that's showing that little crash at the middle that Evan was saying would happen. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But let's see here. I did Lesgo, and he's got AJ Brown for 27. That's not bad. You got a guy who could be an elite wide receiver. There's some solid builds here. Solid builds. I'm really enjoying how this is going. James Conner, Mike Evans, Travis Kelce. Like if I'm Enma, I'm a little bit nervous about my running back core. I'm gonna want another guy to get in there because I do think James Conner, like I have mixed feelings on him. But like the more I really think about that situation, who's competing with him for touches? Chase Edmonds isn't there anymore. And like people are saying he can't meet his touchdowns that he did last year, but he doesn't have to because he doesn't have any competition at the position. So he should still like I don't know that he'll have the touchdowns, but he should still be okay. And especially at $34, I can see him being a mid like RB2, and that's fine. That's good value. And he does have the upside, and who knows? Maybe he still hits those touchdowns because no other running back is getting those goal line carries, and Arizona ends as a top 5 team. Like it's a really interesting. It'll be interesting to see. He's a guy I'm just kind of like. My problem with like James Conner basically is he doesn't really get me excited. Like he doesn't make my mouth water. I want prime rib when I'm getting my running backs, and he's not that. Like I don't think he has the ceiling to be like truly elites. So I will let him go.
Big Phil mentions Eno Benjamin is competing with James Conner for carries.
Yeah.
Which is a
Eno, yeah. Okay. Eno doesn't make me that nervous. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy about getting Brees Hall for 25. That's a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Is that about average for what he's been going for?
What are we at 10?
I'm kind of curious about that. And a 10-man, but he's here or there. So, I want one guy in that like third tier of running backs for me.
This data is not accurate anymore. Mid-20s is where he's going.
Yeah, I feel like that's about right. Oh, and that's what I should be doing here, my nominations, because I have I like this Darren Waller nomination. Who nominated him here? That is my question.
Let's Go nominated him.
Let's Go nominated him. Does Let's Go have a tight end already?
No, they do not.
Oh, you see, and that's Let's Go. I don't. Here's my problem with nominating a tight end. Unless you just don't like him, it's fine. But like, if I'm you, I'm nominating running backs that I do not like because I already have 3 running backs. Like, nomination strategy is very important because your goal has to be to get money out of the pot. Having said that, I got Kyle Pitts. So let's put George Kittle out there because he should go for $10. If he doesn't go for $10, you guys are probably making a mistake because he's one of the last of the elite tight ends. So I'm getting money out of the pool that will be competing against me later. And I don't need him. Like, it's all about having that valuation process and going for there. Yeah, I agree. Connor regression on his TDs is coming there, but he might make up for interceptions and like receiving yards and just more touches because there's no competition. So like it's not going to be like he's not going to be have the performance he had last year, but he's still going to do all right for you. So how much did Kittle go for? I'm kind of curious. $11, right? See, I just got $10 out of the pot, and it's not as much. But I'm not. You're not getting 20, 30, $40 chunks out anymore. And I like that Enma heard what I said and was like, yeah, I got Kelsey. Let's put Schultz up there. Now Schultz is the last of my tier here of these guys. If I can get any of these top 6 guys, I'm pretty happy with myself here. I think there's so many vacated targets in Dallas that Schultz is my second favorite value at tight end after Kyle Pitts. And I didn't even necessarily get a discount on Kyle Pitts, but I like Kyle Pitts' floor and ceiling, and I'll invest $30 to not have to stream. $8 for Schultz, honestly, maybe I should have waited and let Hank spend a bunch of his money on Kyle Pitts and gotten some value. But we're looking at it, and here's the thing, like I say, every 10-man team, you should feel good about. If you don't feel good about it, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, I don't. Big Phil, you're right. I don't have date stamped values. What I can do though is I can. Oops, let me pull this up so people can see it. I do have the drafts listed in order for the raw data. I can go into my helper list and then start just deleting this. This is the oldest draft.
Yeah.
Just start deleting a few. I don't really keep up on this anymore because I don't have. I'm finding that right now, the market trends from just doing a mock get you about 90% of the way there and get you further than this because it's got outdated data would get you with just 1 or 2
Yeah.
data points. And I haven't had the time to get more data points because of school and family and stuff. But yeah, it's a little out of date for sure.
We're looking at some of the values here. Let's see. Tebow fan has the most money left, which, let's be honest, Josh, you usually do. But you do got Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry. I see after that, the next most money is going to be Joey BK. I didn't go over Joey's team. You got Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Mark Andrews. That is a solid core. I think you got 2 potential RB1s there, and you got them both for under 50, and you got a top 3 tight end. Frankly, like with the amount of money I spent on Pitts, like I wonder if I should have just spent a little bit of extra to try to get like Mark Andrews there. But at the same time, I'm cool with it. Like it's okay to let guys go.
Big Phil points out it might be easier to just graph them. That way you can see the oldest data points first and then go to right to see where the trend has gone. It's interesting. I wish I had more time this summer. My summer got robbed from me.
Yeah, one of the things, like I think I'm learning Python, and I'm going to learn how to do a lot more of this shit as soon as football season ends, because I have a lot of things I'm trying to code, and the thing I have to do right now is manual, and I'm working on some stuff that I really am kind of excited about. So like, but I want to be able to automate everything I do in a way that like we can have like some of the research I'm doing on the site available. I would just want more tools on our website, basically. But like it's hard when you work 60-hour weeks and then I still have other responsibilities, like, family and other football absurdity things. So, yep. And then Justin Herbert for $15. I like it. So let's see. Right now I have the third most money here. Nice. That's exactly kind of this part. Let's see. Jerry Jeudy, good nomination. If you don't like him, because that'll get some money out of the pot. And truth be told, I'd rather nominate Jeudy because if I'm trying to get a receiver, I'm trying to get Cortland Sutton in in Denver. That's going to be hard to get used to. I'm thinking of Russell Wilson. Yeah. I don't know. Is that a wide receiver market crash? Jeudy going for 9 for 8s?
No, he's listed at 11. My definition is 50% of listed.
Oh, that makes sense. And then who just nominated? Who's the nominated person right now? Oh, is it this dude? No. Who did the nomination? Shouldn't there be like a little gavel next to it? Oh, it's team two. Okay. I was wondering if it was one of you guys because I feel like when anytime a Bears player is nominated, it's because you guys are trying to spite me. And that's okay because I live on spite.
Yeah, I mean, we should invent some sort of way to mock auction in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, well, it's very hard to.
Yeah. You'd almost benefit from doing a silent auction model, which Drafty does, where everyone just submits a number
All right.
and then just takes that
Yeah.
number. But that ruins the
All
fun
right.
of the showdown.
Yeah. So I hope you really wanted, if you were trying to force me, price enforcing doesn't work. Like I have a cutoff value for everyone, but he was the last in my tier. So good job getting David Montgomery because honestly, he's the last of that tier for a second running back, Emma. And like I said, don't just wait on guys. Like if you're doing that, like if you wait on guys, like there could be a huge drop, and you got to ask yourself how comfortable you're going to be. And frankly, that like taking him at that price with how much money I had left would have hurt me more than it hurt you because you're still right there in competition with everyone else, and you got a decent enough RB2 to go with everything. I'm actually pretty high on that offense, on the Bears offense this year, mainly because I don't think it's going to be like an elite offense. I don't because their offensive line has some problems. But David Montgomery checks a few boxes. He is in a contract year. He's in an offensive. He's in an offensive scheme that like it should be better this year. Because Matt Nagy just fucked things up. So I like that move that you did there. And let's see how you're building here because I thought you were holding on to money a little bit earlier, but I think I don't feel that way as much because now you got James Conner, David Montgomery, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, and Travis Kelsey. I like that. That is a strong core to me. Like you got some real values at your wide receiver. I think James Conner and David Montgomery, you're good, but you also have the best tight end in football, and you still have a chance to get a bunch of guys because your money's right around where everyone else's is.
Jalen Waddle for 11 is crash territory. Now we have to see
Is
if
it?
that's just because nobody likes Jalen Waddle or if the market really did crash.
I honestly wasn't paying attention, which I think was part of it. But also, it's because like I have other guys that I like more. So I will spend. I'd rather spend $11 on Cortland Sutton if I can, and we'll see here because I feel like if DJ Moore goes for like for 12 for 11 or 12, then I think that'll kind of say something because that's a crash territory too, right?
Yeah, I
What is
agree.
DJ Moore going for? 25?
This is at 23.
Listed at 23. Yeah, it's definitely hovering on that. I think part of it's also going to be that we kind of know what guys should be going for. So we're not going to let someone go for cheap if we have them rated higher. Like I feel like the more savvy people are, the harder it is for a market to crash. So you have to be aware of like where guys are going. But also this is a 10 man, so people know they can be patient and still get a lot of value. I think in a 12 man, I think you might have seen that would have been a lot higher. But also I think all these prices would have gone up. Like this is a very reasonable this has been a very reasonable draft so far. Is oh my god, is he gonna fuck I will go $5 for Antonio Gibson. That's really cheap.
Hazy the Man says they agree that passing up on some of their top RBs early for value was a mistake. They'll probably do something more aggressive another time. That's why we mock.
Yeah. And that's exactly why we mock. Oh shit. I wasn't fast enough. Okay, is there a good tight end to nominate? Is there a good let's see, who can I nominate here? Let's go with this. Let's get a feel for how the market's gonna go here with McLaurin. Yeah, there's still a lot of really good wide receivers. So I'm
Yeah,
not in any hurry. But also,
agreed.
I will take Terry McLaurin for $4 because that's just insane. What does Terry McLaurin usually go for?
15.
Okay. Oh, really, like I like getting if I can get him for like under 10, but also he's got Carson Wentz thrown to him. So, but he's always had that kind of garbage, and he's always been kind of okay. It's just I don't know. I don't think I really want any Washington players if I can help it. I want to enjoy the football teams I'm watching. I want to like root for the games. Let's see. What? At this point, I will let. I don't think I can outbid him, and I'd rather just knock off some of Josh's money. So I'm making a very calculated move to just let Josh Jacobs go, even though I do like him in this tier. There are a couple of other guys that I'd like just as much. So I will be patient about it. Speaking of guys I like just as much, like $15 is a lot for me, and I still have a few positions to spill. So I got to be very judicious about it. I got a quarterback, a running back, and a flex spot that needs to be filled.
Archon says, is everyone
Oh,
just waiting for the wide
oh, good
receiver
God.
crash? Well, we ruled earlier
Huh?
that it wasn't going to happen, but now I'm wondering if it is.
I mean, it may have. Yeah, I mean, I think it might. I don't know that it's going to fully crash, but I think that like a lot just going to kind of like level out. We're going to have a lot of $10 receivers. All right, damn. Eric is just telling me very firmly I'm going to get Elijah Mitchell. I'm going to respect the jump bid there, and that is okay. Ooh, I've been holding on. Like I've got a very curious. Let's see what happens here. So yeah, this has been a fun. This is fun. I like it. I love the thing I love about going up against absurdists too is I'm always going to feel pretty damn good about my team. Like you guys, like when I go up in other drafts now, these guys can't compare to you guys. You guys are the best at what you do. So like I feel like I'm getting challenged. I'm getting some competition here, and I love it. Josh just noticed. I was hoping he wasn't going to notice T Higgins there. I don't give a shit. He's not just the last in his tier. He's the last. Like I think the teardrop is so significant with Higgins right now. I'll put some money on it. Like, and I will sacrifice my running back and quarterback to get him because he's so significantly better. And at this point, I'm not getting value on him, so I will let it go. But also, like, I'm not going to let Josh get a discount. Here's another thing, too. I know Josh likes T. Higgins. Yes, he should. T. Higgins is fucking awesome. But now I have more max bid than Josh, which gives me a little bit of strength. Actually, I have the most money left, which I like. Um, I'll sacrifice T. Higgins to get two players I like later. It's being able. The wide receiver crashes are already kind of started to happen. We are guys who are going to wait for that wide receiver crash, but like it did and it didn't because you saw T. Higgins. He still went for $27. That might actually still be a discount over here. What is T. Higgins' value over here? Yeah, like consistently, but there's so many good guys left. Yeah, I'll take DK for 9. That's a steal. Like, is my wide receiver 3? Hell yeah. I don't have the most money left, but I'm like $1 off Josh now, and it's okay. I'm happy with that. Because now I only have to worry about a running back and a quarterback, and then I'll just fill out my bench spot with a few dollar players like maybe $2-3 players and feel pretty good. I want to get the best starting lineup I can. And DK Metcalf is a wide receiver 3. I understand that like he's got Geno Smith thrown to him, or maybe Drew Lock, but I think he'll be fine. I can deal with it. And what did Jalen Hurts go for? $10? Nice. I can dig it. Yeah, there's still so much value here. So we're looking. Yeah. I'm going back and forth on this. Because, man, Amari Cooper, you know what? I'll let him go for $3. There are other guys I still like, but I will take Amari Cooper for $2 and feel pretty damn good about it.
All right.
Now, so let's start looking at some of these teams here. We got like Eric Braub, like Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler, Elijah Mitchell, CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel, and you got $21 left, but you got a core that is really fucking good. I like how you've allocated your funds, but I usually do. You're pretty good at what you do. Evan Hoover's got Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Darren Waller, Javonte Williams, and he's got $40 left to put at the wide receiver market crash. He hasn't even gotten some of his favorite receivers yet, and he's got the fourth most money left. So Evan's in the exact position he wants to be because I know him. Does that sound about right, Evan?
Yep.
We're looking at Tebow fan Josh. He's got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, and Josh Jacobs. I already know that Josh has got the players he wants, and he's in the best position like that he could be. So, hell yeah, I respect the game. We'll see if Evan notices, but maybe he won't.
I know.
Yeah. Yep. I will take your number 2 receiver. No, I won't. He's double digits now. I'm going to let him go. But Sutton is probably like he's probably the last of that wide receiver tier left. Well, is he? No, he's not the last of that wide receiver tier for me. But he might be my favorite of that wide receiver tier left for me, just because of Russell Wilson. But I need to get money out of the pot, and there's still a lot of receivers I like. And frankly, I don't care about receiver as much. I've got my 3 starting receivers. I'll get my dart throws later. So, yep. I think Lesgo knows that I need a running back, and he's trying to get money out of the pots, and that is a smart move on his parts. Because
Dobbin's going up hella late.
Well, yeah, he is going up hella late, and unfortunately, fuck yeah. I didn't think I was actually going to get him there. That makes me very happy. He was the last of my guys in that tier. So I dig it. I like it. Hold on. Who can I nominate here that will get money out of the pot but I don't care if I miss out on? You know what? This is a good nomination here. It'll at least get $1 out of the pot. Like, I just don't get excited about Vikings players if I can help it. But honestly, like Adam Thielen is so criminally undervalued this year. But okay, really. Usually Thielen goes for like 7 or 8. Yeah, the market crash definitely happened. Okay, well, I picked wrong for my nomination. I should have gone. Oh goddamn, I did go wrong for my nomination. I should have gone for a running back. Yeah, Joey's looking at that value and he's like $3 for Thielen. Like, look at Thielen's numbers over the last 6 years and tell me why he's going for $3. Like, even if he produces like he did last year, he's still a huge bargain. So I fucked up with that nomination there. Sometimes you read the room wrong, and that's okay. So let's see. Whose team did I just go on? Tebow loves his team. Let's look at Lesgo. He's got Delvin Cook, Aaron Jones, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, and Amari Cooper. He's got a very strong core. The thing I will say about his team is, like, I'm assuming he's got guys that he likes. He's got a few guys I'm just not that high on. but it's about building it. But you're not building your team for me. You're building it for you. So that's the thing I like to say here. Let's see. Enma, you got James Conner, David Montgomery, Mike Evans, Mike Williams. Ooh, I like Mike Williams for 13. Um, Travis Kelsey and Michael Pittman. Yeah, hell fucking yeah. I can respect that a lot. That is let's see. What was I gonna say here? Yeah, I love your receiving core. I think you got real value at every spot. The fact that I got Lamar Jackson for $10 and Kyle Pitts for 30. This is 100% the exact kind of draft I want to have. In a 10 man, I'll be very, very happy with this. Like, I'm not always going 0 RB, but like, if I can get like Lamar Jackson, Kyle Pitts, I feel like all my other positions are going to work out. And I have two guys that I think are legit shots at being top 5 wide receivers. So I'm pretty happy about that. And now I just got, I'm loving it. Let's see. Joey's got Joe Mixon. He's got DeAndre Swift. I love that running back core. Oh, and your receivers: Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Mark Andrews. Joey's got a fucking baller ass team. I kind of like his setup. Shane Penkill's got Justin Herbert, Travis Etienne, Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson for 6 is like, I know he's supposedly in the doghouse, but I feel like there's always some weird shit going on with him. For that price, why the hell not? Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, you got 2 top 3 receivers on your roster. Fuck yeah. George Kittle is your 3rd receiver. That is how you do 0 RB perfectly. Like, Shane just hit that on the bullseye. I think his 0 RB team I'd say it's a little bit better than mine, except for the fact that, like, I got Kyle Pitts, which I like more, and I got, like, Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert are a little bit of a wash. And I feel like I'm a little bit stronger at running back. So Shane and I are in a decent spot here. I was hoping to get Deontay Johnson for a discount. It's not going to happen, and that's okay. Like, you guys have more money than me, but I filled out the roster the way I wanted to, so I'm pretty happy about that.
I
And
love
I
how
think
your
I've
RB
gone
is
through.
like Brees Hall and Dobbins, ATN and Gibson. That's salary cap, man. It's not
Oh
even
yeah,
easier RB. It's get everybody kind of deal.
yeah, yeah. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's very. I think I like my draft the best so far, but I always kind of say that. So we'll let other people like weigh in. But I got a top 5 running back, a top 3 tight end. I got 2 top 5 wide receivers, and I got some great upside running backs. So like that could really just put me over the top. So it's all about getting your guy. And if you heard me at the top, like Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to be the MVP this year. I love Kyle Pitts' floor and ceiling. Um, yeah, I'm very happy here. At this point, I just kind of need to let you guys put some money out here because I don't think I'm going to be able to get as much value at wide receiver and to crash now because I spent some money on some of these guys. I'm no longer, what am I like? I think I have the second least money left of the guys that are non-bots, which is unfortunate, but that's okay because I also my team is my starters are set, so I still have money to fill out a nice bench. We don't have defense and kicker in this, right?
Hell no.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what? I can never get AJ Dillon for a discount, and I understand why, but it still makes me sad. So this is going good. So guys, in the group chat, what teams do you think? Like, pick your teams that are your favorite teams. I want some feedback because I'm just gonna say my team's the best. I like Shane's team a lot. I like it close to mine. I like what I like what Eric has started off with too. I think Josh has a pretty strong team going so far. He's got a lot of money though, so he needs to get some guys. Um, I think that's a problem with the 10 man. Like, I think actually the only yeah, Joey. I think Joey's right up there with me if I would pick someone else to go with me on this. And I'm rating these teams also based on players I like. Actually, you know what? Enma, I'm also going to put right there. Like me, Joey, Enma, I think are top three right now. Nope. I take it back. I just looked at Evan's team. I think Evan's got the best team. I'll even put him above mine. Just because of Saquon, Kamara, Javante, you got Darren Waller and Patrick Mahomes. Like your quarterbacks are, I'll rank Patrick right around with like Lamar. You spent a little bit more money on him. You got Darren Waller, but I spent a lot of money on Pitts. But you also got Sutton and Deontay. Like the difference is your running back core is a lot stronger than mine. So Evans right up there with ooh, some good ass teams though. Is all I'm saying. Yeah, why not? I'll try to get if I can get Mooney. That'd be a nice fourth receiver. Or you know what, Evan could just be a dick. You know, that's fine, guys. I get it. I get it. I don't
had
get to
pay
get
back your
Bears
compliment.
players.
You compliment me, I treat you like a dick. It's classic abuse
Yeah.
playbook.
Well, and ooh, you know what? This is a good nomination. I will take him for $1, but someone will spend $2. I'm not very high on Damian Harris this year. I think touchdown regression is a thing. Having said that, for $3, fucking, that's not a bad price. But not someone I'm like trying to invest money in. I'm just trying, like at this point, it's just getting money out of the pot. Like we're at the part of the draft where I'll nominate guys that I'm okay with getting at $1. I'm not going to nominate someone that I don't want on my team. But someone that I'm okay with at $1 is fine because that's money I can spend elsewhere later, and I'll be happy with it. But for more than $1, I have other guys that I like more. So I'm not just taking out money, but I'm taking up roster spots on my opponents. Like that's how you really just like crush a draft. Sleeper's not glitching out for me, but I think Evan was having some problems earlier too.
Yeah, it did bug you from time to time.
Yeah. Brandon Cooks is a decent nomination, but if he's a guy like I would have liked to have gotten him at a discount, but that's not going to happen at this point. Let's see. There's still so many good wide receivers left. And a 10-man, if you don't love your wide receiver core, you've done something horribly, horribly wrong. There's so many. You know why there's so many receivers that I like is because, well, let's be honest. In 10-man, like it's so deep, and like I said, the wide receiver 9 to wide receiver 30, the difference is like 175 yards. So I'll fill it out, and I'm not going to stress it too much. You know what? My wide receivers are good enough that I will let the lottery pick of Michael Thomas go. I bring this up on every stream. I think Jeff Crisco has the right analysis on Michael Thomas because look at it. He's going right now for $7, but like it's like we're punishing him for the last 2 years. Before he had the ankle injury, he was top 5 wide receiver consistently. And Jameis can still sling it. Like he might throw some interceptions, but his receivers are still going to get yards. So fuck yeah, like that's a good guess. Where am I at money wise? So Josh has the most money left. Evan's got the second most money. I have the third most money. I'm in a spot where I really want to be right now because my roster's filled out. I'm gonna make sure I get a couple of my flyers that I absolutely want to have. I have my list checked off, and we're gonna kill it. Let's see here.
Hi, Mini9. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. We're wrapping up a 10 team. It's no frills, full PPR salary cap auction.
So and sometimes you're gonna have to make hard choices. I love Bateman a lot, and I have Lamar Jackson, but I know Tebow's got more money than me, and I think my running back depth it's more important that I fill out my running backs and is my wide receivers. I got Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf. I'm going to be fine. I think do I have a fourth receiver? No. Let me see where I'm at here. Yeah, I don't have a fourth receiver yet. So like I have to be judicious with how I'm filling out my roster here. I only need a couple of wide receiver flyers. I'm not spending a lot of money on a wide receiver. I would have put a little bit more on Bateman just for the potential stack, and I do think Bateman's my favorite upside guy, but I'm not going hard at that. Like
I do need to round out my receivers. Sutton
yeah.
and Johnson can both do
Yeah.
not
The,
do
the
what
thing I
they're
like
going to
too is
do.
like looking at Evan's team, I feel like the priority of his budget is going to go towards wide receivers. Also, you have to be able to break down what guys are going to be targeting. Like Joey's going to be the guy I think I'm going to be fighting a lot on with running backs because he's got a lot of receivers, but he's also filled out most of his team here. He's got a quarterback and he's got like three bench slots. I think he's going to be focusing on filling out some running back depth to go with like his core, and that's a solid move on his part if that's the route he goes. I need like it's yeah, I just need to like make sure I put up the best team I possibly can. And it's all about balancing your team.
Yeah, but I need to have a bench. I don't have any bench, but I do have $24 saved for my bench, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
spend $20 or $40 on my bench.
Yeah. Drake London for $2 is okay. That's I mean,
Team 10's been waiting for that. Good job,
yeah,
robot.
I mean, but like Team 10 also it might not matter. Like let's be honest, Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, Cooper Cup, it might not matter what the rest of their spots are. They're gonna be fine. And I'm gonna let Joey get Miles Sanders because I have other guys higher than me, and Joey's near to me on money. So I want to make sure I get my favorite guy, and that's how I'm balancing this a lot because I want to maximize my value on my bench. There are guys that I like and I have rated higher. So sacrificing a guy that I like because I like Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is great value for $4. You just killed it, but that's not the guy I'm trying to get right now. That's not the way my team is built. Like I need to get there are other guys that are going to help my team a little bit better. Russell Wilson, I love that nomination. You know why I love that nomination? Because that was the next guy I was going to nominate.
Big
Like I
Phil
got a
is
quarterback.
Big
Guys
Phil is
need
marveling at
quarterbacks.
Big Phil is marveling at Lesgo's team. I think they're
Yeah,
marveling. They should be marveling.
yeah. Oh, and I like
So
that Joey's making the calculated play to just let Eric spend $5 out of his budget. He'll get a second quarterback, and I don't think Eric minds. He only spent $10 on Hurts, backup quarterback of the backup quarterback of Russell Wilson is great, and Joey's probably gonna get a deal on Kyler Murray now. No, because actually Tebow fan needs to fill that out. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to get money out of the pots.
And this is the last quarterback in the tier, so
Yep. Like I'll be honest, I'm kind of. Oh, you know what? I'd say I'm surprised Josh is letting him go, but I know that Josh is letting this tier go here. Like he doesn't go for Kyler Murray, and I kind of feel like that's a mistake on your strategy part, Josh, because Kyler Murray is a lot better than a lot of the guys left. But then again, like it's not like Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford, the guys I see you with, are that bad, and you're getting them cheaper, so you're getting that value. You know what? No, I think it's fine. And now I feel a lot better that I don't have to fight Joey for running backs. And yep, as much as I'd like to get Gabe Davis, I'm not going to get Gabe Davis, and that's okay.
Archon said I tried bidding, but it kept loading. I was willing to go all in. Yeah, you're right. The desktop format of Sleeper is not as streamlined and flawless as the app.
Yeah,
It does that sometimes.
and it's okay. It's a mock draft, and like let's say, like that might happen in a draft, and you need to know how to adjust. So it's just a learning experience of how to adjust on that. And I agree. Like, and you were right to be willing to go all in because let's look at your receiving core: Allen Robinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore, AJ Brown. Yeah, you get Kyler Murray to go with Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Dalton Schultz. You're building a good team. That's really good. But you know what? Dak Prescott's not a bad consolation prize either. He's got the rushing upside too, and that offense is decent. Let Cordero Patterson go. I'm not really interested in that. I'd rather people just fill up slots. Although I'd rather it wasn't Team 2 because who the fuck cares about Team 2? Like at least but we don't have to worry about them holding up things. Nah. But this is a good draft going so far. You guys, I think you all are doing really well with what you're doing. All right. Yep. And unfortunately, some guys are going to get away from me, and I just have to allow that. Right now, the person I'm worried about the most, I think, is going to be Enma. Enma, is Enma hazy?
Yes.
Yeah, and I know Let's Go is Arch. So this is good. Who's getting? Who just got Juju? Oh, Eric got Juju. That's a nice. That's a nice get, especially with CD and Debo as your third wide receiver. I like that a lot. Let's see. How are we going to go about this? This is. I'm having to be very patient here, but there are guys that I want, and I know that like Josh knows who I like, and I feel like I don't know if he's just doing it to spite me or if he just trusts me that much. Which one is it, Josh? Is it because you know that you like I like these guys and you're just trying to fuck me over, or what? Or are you just like, no, I like those guys too. You sold me. Let's see. God damn it. Man, do I really want him there.
You don't know that.
But I can't go $7 on that. And that's exactly and you need to go $7 on that because it gives your team such balance.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Yeah. Like it's all about understanding how someone's building your team. If they know what they're doing, like you can kind of predict the way they're going to maximize their values. You know what? I'm going to roll here, especially because there's a few other guys that I like a little bit more. I just want money out of the pots. I have 4 more running backs I need to get. So, and really, every running back that goes only helps me. So, who ended up? So, I'm guessing this is the last in your tier, Evan, for running backs.
Melvin Gordon's still out there,
Okay.
but I might get him too. Who knows?
You might, but with the max bid of $6, I feel like that's unlikely because Enmo and I both need running backs.
Yeah, true.
Dak's a good nomination here for $1, and Lesko's going to be happy to get him for probably $2 because I don't think anyone else is fighting him for him.
I forget whom does Tebow fan like.
He's going to get for $1 basically, and good for him. Like he has a very specific build that he's doing. I personally want the reason I kind of fade Stafford and Rodgers is because I want some rushing upside. Oh, Josh, I love it, Josh. You didn't get to get Gabe Davis in your home league, so you just wanted to get Gabe Davis. Fuck yeah! If I don't get a guy that I to, sometimes I'll go a little bit harder to get that guy.
Gosh, quarterbacks are just a steal in 10-teamers. There's 2 people who still need one. There's like 3 or 4 left. I wouldn't mind starting.
Yeah, which is why I don't mind taking a position. But like I got like Lamar Jackson for $10, and I would have gotten a value later. God, Pollard is such a good price here, but I'd rather just let Tebow fan Josh lose some money, so now we're even. So I don't have to worry about fighting him on some things. And he only needs to fill 3 bench slots, so maybe like I will have to worry about fighting him. But let's see. Have I ever told you how much I regret getting you onto Elijah Moore?
You have created the proverbial monster.
That's fine. Like I said, I'm willing to sacrifice my upside wide receivers because I got Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs. I don't know that I need an upside receiver. Like I'll take some of the more longer shots, but that's okay. Let's see. So this is a spot where I have to be a little bit smarter about how I'm doing my nominations here. Like if I'm putting up a guy here, I still need 4 running backs, and I need to make sure I maximize my value. And Devin Singletary is a very calculated nomination here because I don't mind losing him for $1 because I still have 4 guys that I like a lot more. But if I get him for that, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all 4 of those guys. So now I just knocked out Hank Hill unless someone else decides to go for him. And Devin Singletary has a lot of opportunities. I kind of thought Enbo might go for him too because Devin Singletary is one of the last guys in that tier.
I'd like to, for Lesgo and Enma, check out the pass button. If you don't want somebody, and Viking Voice, you don't want somebody you can pass, and if everybody passes that can afford it, it just fires off the winner, and you save waiting the time down. In fact, should I lower
Yep.
the clock for nominations?
Yeah, let's get the net clock down. Let's get this guy going. Yeah, but I think regardless, I'm going to be pretty happy with how I fill out my team, so I'm not too stressed about it. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. Yeah, there's so many receivers here. I'm okay with it. And that was one of my running backs that I'm still waiting on. So I'm very happy. I got him at a decent enough price, and I still got a chance at least 2 more of my running backs, I think.
He had a procedure, quote unquote, this week, which I like because it'll keep his draft stock low.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not grabbing Kenneth Walker to start him in the first 4 weeks. I'm taking him for the last 4 weeks of the season.
Exactly.
Where I'm hoping like cross the offensive lineman who I think was the most like NFL ready offensive lineman like coming into the draft, although he's having some struggles early, so in the preseason, which makes me nervous. But I feel like they're gonna run the ball because Pete Carroll is a fossil. And they're gonna keep running the ball, and that's fine. And I like going $2 on Tom Brady when you got Dak Prescott, because $4 for 2 quarterbacks, you're getting some of the lower, but you're hedging your bets. If I don't get a top 5 guy, I'm very doing that. So I like that pick there. Because let's be honest, he was a top 5 quarterback. The only thing I will say is you have $2 left in your budget, which means according to Evan, you messed up. Yeah.
Spend it all. Did you take a look at his team now that it's completed? Or their team?
I'm about to. All right. So Edmonds, you're high on Chase Edmonds. I love it. He's a good guy to be high on. He's got a good floor, good ceiling for where you're getting him. He's not one of the guys I have left though. Yeah, let's pass that. And Enma, use that pass button. Joey BK, use that pass button.
Joey's usually pretty disciplined at it.
Huh?
Joey's usually pretty disciplined at passing.
Yeah.
So did you take a look at Lesgo's team now that it's complete?
I'm about to.
Okay.
So we got Dak Prescott, Delvin Cook, Aaron Jones, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Elijah Moore, Rashad Penny, Tom Brady. His receiving core is one of my favorites. I think he's got so much depth and so many of the guys that I just love. Got Melvin Gordon. I'm very happy to get Melvin Gordon because I feel like he's a floor guy and he's criminally undervalued. And like when you said you can still get Melvin Gordon, I was kind of like, I don't think you can because I have 3 times the money you have.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not as I like your top 2 running backs. I'm not as high on Zeke. I'm not as high on Rashad Penny at all, as you can tell by me getting Kenneth Walker. But your receiving core is just disgusting. I love Schultz. He's the second best value. I like the Dak Prescott, Tom Brady stack. I think you're doing well. And what did I say was going to happen? He got him for $1. Who am I nominating here? Who am I nominating here? Let's go Tyler Lockett for $1. I think he's a nice guy to have. Like, based on my receiving core, I'm building it a little bit differently based because it's high end. I don't mind if someone takes him for $2 from me, but I'm very happy to have him as my fourth receiver because he's had plus 1,000. The only thing that might make me nervous that I should have looked at is I forgot I had DK, but that's okay. Oh shit, Tebow fan, that's fine. Get him, take him from me. That actually makes me feel better because I noticed I had that. And now, yeah, you got 2 spots left to fill. And I just realized you know what? If he tries to take a guy from me, it's going to cost him. Fuck yeah. I got all the running backs I wanted to get here. I got Kenneth Walker, Melvin Gordon, Ramondre Stevenson. Those were the 3 guys I really wanted to fill out my team. So I'm going to get dollar receivers. I'm okay with it. Because my receiving core is pretty damn strong, but I have so much upsides at my running back position. I feel like one of them's going to hit. So very calculated how I was going about this. Let's see how these last nominations end up going. Joey's got one last guy for $6 that he's going to end up getting. Very curious who it's going to be. Do I? I'm not going Michael Carter because I already have Brees Hall, and I don't mind him because I think he's got like value on the upside. But I'm trying to only get one guy from the same team. So like as much I would have tried to get an Elijah Moore, but I think that's a nice pickup on his part. But there's still a whole bunch of wide receiver talent that I can get too, because I think I have 3 spots left to get, and I still have a whole bunch of guys that I like. So let's see here. And now Hank Hill's team is done. So let's see how this goes. He's got Herbert, Etienne, Gibson, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle. I almost mixed up George Kittle and Justin Jefferson and called him George Jefferson, but Jalen Waddle, Marquise Brown, AJ Dillon, Darnell Mooney, nice. Devontae Smith, Devin Singletary, and Michael Carter. I like how you built that bench, and considering the capital you spent early, you really got some great value. So very nicely done. God damn it, I really did want to try to get Lazard for. I didn't think I was going to get him for cheap, so it's fine. I like it. Like Joey's going to fill out his team now, and he's got Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Mark Andrews, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Chris Godwin, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders. I'm sorry. Wait, why did I didn't have to hit pass. Never mind. Hunter Renfro and Alan Lazard. It's a solid ass team. Like I love the top end of your running backs. The bottom end makes me a little bit nervous, but I also get it. Let's see here. Where are we at with them? You got Mahomes. Why does it say? What the hell just happened?
I just nominated a guy I didn't want to nominate because I put the 10 seconds thing.
It said like, but I was only showing. I don't even know what the hell it was showing here. But okay, well, I don't have to hit past.
And I lose the Damian Pierce lottery. Congratulations. Probably looks
Enmo.
like Enma. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job. He's one of my 5 Discord darlings this year.
Yep. And you had the money, so don't wait. Oh wait, no, it's between them and Tebow fan. And yeah, Tebow's gonna get it. Get your guy, and I think Tebow is. Yeah, he's only got 1 spot left for $6, but that's awesome. Let's see. Traylon Burks for $1 is steal. Oh, I think you only got 1 spot left, Josh. Just go $6 and end it. Like, you don't want Burks? Why would you nominate him then? You only have 1 spot. Get your guy. No one's fighting you for him. So let's see here. Yeah, Traylon Burks for $2 is awesome for you, Evan. So you got Mahomes. Is it my nomination here? Who am I nominating here? Let's see. God damn it. Oh, damn it! The clock is killing me here. You know what? Whatever. I'll take Garrett Wilson. That's yeah. The end of the clock is. It's very hard to do this while running a show.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh.
Whatever. It's a flyer. I'll take Garrett Wilson for $1. I only had to spend anyway, so let's see. Let's get my queue all set up. I think I got 2 spots left to fill. Yeah. So one more running back, one more wide receiver is what I'm doing. Should have running back ready to go. You know what? That'll be the guy. Oh, I should probably have a second wide receiver to go too. The way my screen is set up is very annoying. It doesn't make it easy for me to nominate people. Stop it. I can't wait till I get the money to fix my goddamn. Ugh. Oh. So we got Joe Burrow, James Conner, David Montgomery, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Travis Kelsey, Mike Williams, Michael Thomas, James Cook, Chase Edmonds, James Robinson. Okay. I'm trying to be very specific about how I'm going for guys. Let's see. Did you just get
Nope.
Kirk? Who got Kirk?
Viking voice.
Oh, okay. Madison. We'll just pass. And then you got Madison for 3. You got $2 left to spend. My only real competition going forward here is Enma and anything. Or actually, and Tebow fan. Got Robert Woods nominated here. We're getting to the tail end here.
Archon, that's what's his name? MK Trades on the Discord says, "Is anyone here aware of Kyle Phillips on Tennessee rookie wide receiver? He's the deep sleeper for me. I was thrilled to pick him in the 4th round of a rookie dynasty league yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There are definitely people. The community's definitely in on that. I feel I hit pass on this already. Stop it! Why are you telling me? Am I still here? Oh, is it my nomination? Let me nominate. So, God damn it! Did it go for my queue at least? Okay, good. Yeah, you could take him.
And that's my team.
Yep. And I knew I wasn't going to necessarily get him, but that's okay.
A little weaker in running back depth than I like to be, but I still have running back depth.
Yeah. What the? Damn it. Okay, I was hoping I'd be able to get him, but that's not going to happen.
Josh is done.
Yep, Josh is done. So let's look at what is left. Hold on, actually, I got to remove someone here because I don't want my auto cue to fuck me up while I'm reviewing teams. Sorry, I thought I hit pass. God, it's see the problem with setting on the clock while running the show is it just fucks me up.
Yeah.
So let's see who am I up against here. What does this nomination do for Marlon Mack is the question. Let's see here. Chase Claypool, nope. No, yes. Am I still here? Yes, I'm still here. It's my turn to nominate. Let me nominate. Let's see. Let's see. Now you're just being a dick. But I do have other wide receivers, so you enjoy your boy. Actually, screw that. I got $2 left, and I think I'm in a spot where I can at least get two more guys. I knew I was sacrificing some depth on some of the guys I got, and I'm okay with it. Actually, let's just do that. Yeah, nothing I could do about it. I forgot that Brian Robinson existed. That's a nice late round nomination. I
Oh, who got
completely
them? Who
forgot
got
about that.
Robinson?
Yeah, I saw
Good
that too,
job.
and I was like, "Whoops, I fucked up there."
Good job.
Okay, I just got to be paying attention here. I'll do the evaluation at the end here because I still have to fill out my team, and usually I'm filled out by now. So, is it my nomination here?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay, let's go. And I just got my guy.
Yep.
Cool. So
It's
is
you versus the bots. So
okay. Oh, so just hit pass.
yeah, I'll just put it on 10
Got it.
seconds.
It won't matter.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still here. Stop asking me if I'm
Why is
fucking
it asking me? I've
AFK.
never had it ask me if I was still here.
Boom. Done.
No Pacheco fans here. That's salary cap.
I told you. It's a 10-man, and I told you I'm fading Kansas City. So let's go through these now from the top here. We got Eric Viking of Voice, Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler, Elijah Mitchell, C.D. Lamb. God damn it! Oh my god, my computer's annoying me. C.D. Lamb, Debo Samuel, Dallas Goddard, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Russell Wilson, Juju Smith-Schuster, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, Marlon Mack, and Rondell Moore. Solid team. I mean, all teams are solid. I like the C.D. Lamb, Debo Samuel, Austin Eckler start. Jalen Hurts and Russell Wilson for $15 combined is awesome because all you need is one of them to really hit top five and you'll be good. And there's a good chance both of them could be, which gives you trade bait later. I love it. Let's see. Evans got Patrick Mahomes, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Cortland Sutton, Deontay Johnson, Darren Waller, Javonte Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, Kareem Hunt, Treylon Burks, Naheem Hines, Alexander Madison, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. That's going to be a tough team to beat. That's a really strong ass team. Josh has got Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, Brandon Cooks, T.J. Hawkinson, Josh Jacobs, Shad Bateman, Gabe Davis, Tony Pollard, Tyler Lockett, Damian, and Robert Woods. Good team. I know that you got a lot of guys that you like, and that's what you want. Lesgo's got Dak Prescott, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Elijah Moore, Rashad Penny, Tom Brady. I like Tom Brady, Dak Prescott stack. I think your top two running backs are good. I'm not high on Zeke or Penny, but your wide receiver depth is some of the best in this league. I don't know that you have a high-end, top 10 guy, but I think with all the guys you picked, one of them will probably end up being one. We got I got Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, J.K. Dobbins, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Kyle Pitts, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Melvin Gordon, Ramondre Stevenson, Garrett Wilson, Khalil Herbert, Sky Moore. I'm kind of annoyed about the Garrett Wilson, but I will allow it because, like, what can I do about it? Like, I probably could have got someone else there, but honestly, like, anyone I would have nominated, like Lazard, MVS, Rondell Moore, all got nominated for more than $1 or $2, so there wasn't anything I could do about it. I would probably have a different wide receiver there, but I don't hate it because my top three receivers are so fucking good that I'll be fine. And I think by the end of the season, one of those guys might be flexed out for some of the running back depth that I got. I'm pretty happy with that build, but I don't think I'm going to give myself the best team like I usually do. Right now, I think Evans got the best starts. Adams got Joe Burrow, James Conner, David Montgomery, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Travis Kelce, Mike Williams, Michael Thomas, James Cook, Chase Edmonds, James Robinson, Darrell Henderson, Brian Robinson. I am not high on James Robinson, but for $5, like, it's a good lottery pick. But I'm sorry, Achilles. I have yet until the running back comes back and is successful as he was before an Achilles injury. I can't trust him. But having said that, I love your receiving core here. of Evans, Pittman, Williams, and Thomas with Travis Kelsey and Joe Burrow. So that's a decent ass core. Joey's got Kyler Murray, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, Mark Andrews, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Chris Godwin, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders, Hunter Renfro, Alan Lazard. The solid workmanlike team. I like your first two running backs a lot. Kyler Murray for $8 is a steal. Mark Andrews is good. You get good receiver depth. I'm not as high on Damian Harris, but for $3, why the hell not? Miles Sanders for $4 is a steal. Only reason I let him go is because I wanted to make sure I got Walker, Gordon, and Stevenson, and I did. So, like, you got great value there. I think did really well at the end here. Justin Herbert, Travis Etienne, Antonio Gibson, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Jalen Waddle, Marquise Brown, AJ Dillon, Darnell Mooney, Devontae Smith, Devin Singletary, and Michael Carter. That might be my second favorite team, but I think Evan won this draft, which, let's be honest, he should be winning all the drafts. Yeah, no Pashenko fans here. I'm fading Kansas City running backs because Andy Reid running backs more often than not just break my heart. I don't want to deal with stress. And I think that is just about it. Do you think so, Evan?
Yeah, we're at double digits where we usually like to keep going, but I woke up
Yeah.
this morning at 5:45 and started studying, and then Waleed and I started meeting for this stream an hour and a half before we streamed, and we've been streaming for 3.5 hours. So I think I'm gonna call it a little early. We love that you all drafted with us. Thank you so much. We got some great
Yeah.
data, had some great times. No
Yeah.
Thursday night basketball this week, right, Waleed?
No Thursday night farce ball.
So we'll be back, unless I come up with some reason to stream this week. We'll be back for sure at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Waleed's time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time at 1 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. And we're
Yeah.
going to kick it off this Saturday with we'll be live streaming our Experts League brutal settings, 2 quarterback, 14 team auction salary cap.
Oh, that's going to be brutal.
So,
All right. Hey, thank you guys for joining us.
and let's raid somebody.
Yeah,
Stick
we should
around,
definitely
find
raid
some
someone.
goofball to raid here, and we'll make their day. Is anyone doing NFL stuff? Who's
And also, if you're a fan of the content, guys, please subscribe to us. If you got subscribe to this channel, if you got Amazon Prime, it don't cost you any money, and it helps us keep producing the content that you guys enjoy.
here? Let's raid Teal Shark. This guy plays hockey and has some good insight. If you like hockey, stick around.
Awesome. All right, thank you guys, and good night.
Goodbye. Love y'all. All right, the preparation paid off. That went smooth.
Yeah, no, I think that was one of the best shows.
That
So
was
I'm very
brutal.
happy with that.
I was having to click 16 different things when Kevin was talking. It was
Yeah. But I think it was real. I love it because when we put it on the YouTube channel, it's something we can link to that'll be
Yeah.
very informative, I think.
I'll do that later tonight. At one point in time we broke 20 people watching at the same time for the first time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What is our goal for that, for where we really start getting advertising?
75. Averaging
God.
75.
You know what though? Like, I'm not even stressing it because like it's not gonna happen right away, but we're constantly trending up and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, awesome. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
And actually, we should try to get Kevin back again because
Obviously,
if we
yeah,
can try to get him back, like he just showed that he wants to, and I think he helped with those numbers. So,
Thank you. Bye-bye.
right.